PUDcast is filmed before a live studio audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast with Jason and Mike. I'm Jason.
And I'm Mike.
And we're coming to you from the Pud Cave, located here in GameSwap in beautiful downtown Lincoln in the great state of North Carolina. Mikey, brother, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Woo! Mikey Payne is in the house, brother. Happy birthday, brother.
There you go, 43.
God dang,
43,
Grandpa.
son.
Woo, man. Tell me about the good old days. How'd you get here, man? Did the van have to bring you? I mean,
Damn.
Man, listen, you took that same ride I did.
why you mean? I don't get it, man.
Yeah,
I don't
whatever.
know. What do you mean? I drove the van, man.
Yeah.
I drove that
damn.
motherfucker. No, happy birthday,
You've
brother.
been
How
driving a year longer than I have.
7 months. 7 months.
There you go. There you go.
Let's keep it real now. Nah, brother. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
So what's going on for your birthday, brother? What's happening, man?
I'm here.
Yeah, happy birthday.
There you go. Probably do something later. You know.
Well, Pudsworth left you a birthday present this morning here in the
damn
Pud
it.
Cave.
You know.
Yes.
All the way from Puddingham, all from the Whistling Caves of Puddingham, England.
I brought the word back.
yeah, you brought something back.
Yeah.
You brought the stank back.
You
Ain't no
dropped something,
stink.
too.
Dude, you couldn't light a candle around that shit this morning, bro.
Nah.
Man, I'm talking like, dude, what did you eat? Spotted dick or something? I mean, ain't that what you English people eat? Spotted dick?
I can't think.
Buzzword was like, it doesn't have to be spotted.
I can't. What?
It never gets old.
It doesn't, man. It doesn't. Hey, when you have a food called spotted dick, I, mean,
I can't
come
say
on,
shit about that because it's true. Wait, what? No. Well, it's food, not the real. Fuck it. It's on the weekends, not during the week.
God damn. Well, y'all have a good one, man. We're
There you
done.
go.
We're
That's the
done.
show.
We're done. We're done.
Woo.
Let me ask you, bro. Damn it, Puzzworth. You killing me, brother. You killing me, man.
Oh.
Hey, but let me ask you, Mike. Any tales from the swap this week, bro?
Not a whole. No, actually, no. None that I could think of offhand.
No white witch encounter.
No.
Don't think so.
Good.
Well, the rain kept her away. It's sunny today, so she might wander out.
You never know, man.
Hey,
You never know.
Yeah, that rain. That damn rain.
That rain will keep her dim and
Noah
she'll
said
melt.
it's gonna start raining today, so
Yeah.
she says.
That's true. What?
So Noah said it started raining today, so I guess he kept his word.
Noah?
Noah, that
Yeah,
was-
40 days almost of
You
rain.
talked to Noah?
I talked to a lot of people in my
Kept
head.
his word.
that was God that actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know who it was, beard and gray. I don't know, man. Maybe that crazy bum across the street. Who the fuck knows?
God damn it, Buzzworth. Okay. Hey, man, before I forget, Mike, we got another, our spiritual co-host actually shares a birthday with you today, Mike.
That's right.
Somebody we got to bring up.
Yeah.
Man. Somebody we got to give, man. Our brother from another mother, our Pud brother. Like a blood brother, but he's a
That's
Pud
right.
brother. Hey, I like that. Our spiritual co-host, Mr. Wayne Sisk, the Living Music Encyclopedia, a man who was in the Pud Cave a couple weeks ago. He was our first guest. He was our first repeat guest. Wayne's birthday is also today. So, Wayne, oh, brother, happy birthday to you.
Yeah, man.
Happy birthday.
And we have got you planned on getting back in here soon. We still got to get all that. I guess we just got a couple little details to square away, but we got some tentative dates. And, Wayne, brother, we are ready to get you back in because we want to get those 150 views again, bro.
That's right, man. I'm
Man.
telling you what.
Wayne
Yeah,
came in like
very
a
popular.
Wayne came in like a cannonball, brother.
Yes, sir. That's right.
That's a wrecking ball.
You do. I'm still under the belief that Wayne needs his own show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
for
fact,
sure.
that's something we probably need to start looking into. Man.
Yeah.
You know, we branched out with the good news, which a new episode of the good news
Yes,
dropped yesterday.
and that is going hot.
It's going hot already. Great. I mean, not trying. Well, obviously, we don't even know who the people are that put this out. About once a month, we'll get a brown paper bag delivered, and we'll see Manila envelope. Man, it has the original tapes. And actually, yesterday, Mike, I don't know who it was that dropped it off, but he was wearing a wrestling mask and a Rush T-shirt. I don't know. I'm thinking that might have
And
been
we opened it up anyway.
Yeah, we still do, man. We was like, hey, what's this, Anthrax? Hey, I don't know.
Damn.
Well, that's why we have Pudsworth.
Yeah.
Hey, Pudsworth, open this up for me,
Yeah,
brother.
I'm the bomb dummy. Yeah, very good. Wonderful. Fucking wonderful.
And
Yes, you are.
And you're really good at it, Pudsworth.
Yes, you are.
Hey, after that bomb you dropped in the studio this morning, you're lucky we don't seen you some Anthrax. Hey, open this shit outside, Pudsworth.
Drop that bomb, dummy.
Mustard gas on my ass.
more like Bud Light and Cuban sandwich bombs.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Not a good combination, people. Not a good combination.
No. Cubans are up to
Oh
something.
man, dude, that shit was burning my damn nose hair, dude. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
Open your
If y'all
sides a little bit, didn't it?
If y'all are having trouble following along at home, Sir Ian Pudsworth farted in the Bud Cave this morning, and straight up, man, it ran us all
It
out.
got so
He
bad.
did it. He said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Then he was like, "Oh, it don't stink."
No,
yeah.
And then it just
That shit hit like a bomb, like a
it's like
cannonball.
slapping us all around.
In your face.
I was like, oh shit, this is bad. Boom.
I mean, I'm talking like, man, it was like a soy sauce to the face. It's like, that shit, no, man, I look like Rocky, man, taking that punch. But hey, man, I gotta tell you a little story from my job this week. Now, man, I try to keep what I do. I keep that on the DL. I don't really put it out there. I tell on myself too much to, to put my job out there. I love my job. But I think I feel comfortable and confident enough to say I work in IT. Let's put it like that. And the company I work for is a pretty big company. There's a lot of different divisions, that we have to go and help out people. And I would say the tech savviness or the level of technical skill among these departments vary from being able to turn on a computer and use a mouse, to get online and maybe use words, stuff like that, to, writing program language and stuff, man. So we have about the full spectrum of technical skill at my job. People that, are really good, PCs, things like that, and some who, who need a little help, or who have just a basic understanding. Like I say, man, we run the full gambit at where I work. Well, I got a call from the people on the very technical side. I mean, I'm talking like these people are brilliant. I mean, they do programming. I can't put over enough how difficult that can be. I mean, it's like another language.
Right.
It literally is programming language, and it's like learning German or something. I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard stuff. I've had to do a little bit of that. Anyway, the engineering type work goes on over there. I mean, there's design, research, development, stuff like that, man. There's a lot of technical prowess going on in this particular department. So anyway, I get a call. They have a machine that I'm going to look on. It won't work. It's not doing anything. So I get over there. I'm asking, hey, what's going on? And the lady who put in the ticket, who I know is brilliant. This woman is brilliant. She's like, yeah, we need this machine. We can't get it to work. We tried everything. We don't know what to do. She was going into panic mode, which, brother, working in IT, that's an everyday thing. Everybody's in panic mode. Everybody needs it done yesterday. You know how it is. That's across the board. Not being rude or anything. Just very. There was urgency in it. Let's put it like that. I'm like, okay. So the first thing I do, I look and see if it's plugged in. Obviously there's power because it's on a big power, surge protector. And she's like, yeah, it's plugged in. I know you're looking for that, blah, blah, blah. She's like I said, just getting panicky. Yeah, we need this. It's important, blah, 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 going off on it. So you know what I did, Mike Payne? I hit the power switch. Fire dried up, brother. Now, this has probably been on the fritz for about a day, give or take, because I didn't get the ticket till the first thing in the morning. She had put it in the day before. I got over there as soon as I could. And so I just hit the switch, man. It fired right up.
Right.
Felt like Sling Blade, when he's fixing the lawnmower, ain't no gas in it. But what was
that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, but it was a trip, man, because the first part of the situation, I felt her embarrassment. Like, she looked at me and she was like, I don't know why I didn't try that. I was like, well, I don't want to, she was embarrassed, and I could see it in her eyes, And I was like, well, hey, look, it doesn't explain why it got shut off to begin with, So, I did do a couple little maintenance things on it, this and that, man. But, Mike, it got me thinking, isn't it a trip how just different people are? How, like, we're all so different, because, for instance, this woman is, I cannot put over, I know how intelligent this woman is. I mean, she is operating on a level beyond my reach.
Right.
As far as technical skill, like I said, these programming things, just stuff I don't even really truly understand myself. I've had some dealings with it. But it's just so funny, man. Somebody that has that much intelligence and has 1,000,001 things going on in her mind probably all at one time. Something as simple as just flipping a switch, man.
It's always that simple,
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing, and kind of talking about that a little further, I am comfortable enough to say that I have been a math tutor in the past. I did that for a few years. I've done it, I worked for a company, and I also did some freelance. And brother, one of the biggest problems that I would run across with people learning math, and I'm talking, I'm not talking about high-level math here either, guys. I'm not talking calculus or trigonometry. I'm talking basic stuff. But the thing is, if you haven't done it in years or you never really understood it, then basic math can be challenging.
Right.
But the thing that would trip me out with some of the students I would help, I would show them how to do a problem that maybe had a few steps to it, like a word problem, something like this. Maybe the order of operations, had a lot of that going on. And they would come up with like 4. But, I mean, you may have a problem that looks a mile long. And they'll look at me, it's like, it can't be 4. And I'll be like, I'm just using 4 as an example.
Yeah.
Obviously. I'm like, well, why not? They'll be like, well, that's too easy. And I'm like, sometimes the easiest, simplest answer is the right one.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's easy because you're learning it.
Yeah.
In other words, man, people had this like hang up about math so bad that if they weren't being confused and banging their head against the wall
That's
every
right.
step of the way, they thought they weren't doing it correctly.
Yeah.
And then once they started realizing, hey, the more I get to know this stuff, the more I work on this stuff, the simpler it becomes.
Right.
Then yeah, man, that's the answer. But I would always look at somebody because I got that from more people, brother, than I can count.
Yeah.
They're like, it can't be that simple. And I'd be like, why not?
Yeah.
That's always my response.
Yeah.
They never could come back.
That's right.
So that whole situation at work just got me thinking about that. I'm like, wow, the simplest solution.
Always.
But I believe since this woman is so intelligent and her logic is like I said, dude, to be able to do this kind of programming that she does, her logic is on point.
Right.
Step by step, man.
Yeah.
And or logic, as they call it. Do I do this and this or this or this?
Right.
Stuff like that. And I think, man, she has her brain is working on such a higher level that something as simple as just flipping a switch was overlooked.
Yeah.
They tried everything else, man. They ran all these programs trying to ping the machine, this and that, because we have it on the network, stuff like this.
Yep.
And the only thing you had to do, man, was just flip the switch.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
That was it. But, man, I felt like I was hot shit. I fixed it.
Yeah.
Walking out, flipping my collar up. Yeah, I got this, Because if she wouldn't have been in the room when I'd have flipped that switch, I'd have been like, oh, yeah. It was a really complicated situation, but I figured it out.
Oh, you're in IT. I know a lot. I know a lot of people in IT. I never asked this question. Is your daily on the daily? Is it anything like The Office?
Oh, oh wow, man. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and just not answer that question.
Okay.
No.
Because
you kind of put me on the hot seat, brother.
Because a lot of people, they think, with the game store, it's every
like
day.
Clerks.
Every day is like, well, I
Or
wouldn't
not.
even say Clerks because that's pretty much just between us.
Yeah.
We know it's Clerks.
Right.
We know that for a fact that it is Clerks.
It is,
But a lot of people think it's like Pawn Stars or Comic Book Man or anything like that. It's always something going on in the deal.
Right.
All this fantastic stuff comes in, and we're just like,
Swimming in video games.
It's just. Oh, this fantastic! I got to call a guy in, and all that stuff.
You got a room full of money, like just $100 bills
Right.
flowing from.
Yeah.
I hear people like, man, he must be rich.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. We got special guests coming in every day, and
No,
hey, I'm looking for this particular item.
Right.
By the way, I'm Stan Lee.
Yeah. And here I have a $5,000 item that
Right.
I'm willing to sell you for, $200 or something. No, man, to answer your question, IT is it's my first IT job. It's not necessarily my first technician job, but it's my first job, I guess, as far as IT type work goes. And it's a different environment, man. I love it. I mean, it's a great environment. For one, you're not really micromanaged. It's one thing I really love about my job. It's like, what you have to do, you go do it. You don't have anybody over your shoulder, just bulldogging you.
Right.
But now here's the catch-22. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, and they have to say something,
Right.
man, you pretty much shit on yourself.
Right.
Kind of like Puzzworth did this morning.
Right.
All
All of us.
All
Yeah.
over everything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the, man, there's a lot of, I guess, freedom where you can work at your own pace. That's one thing about IT now. I've been in some jobs where like, get it done, go.
Uh-huh.
And IT is like, hell no, you slow your ass down. You make sure the shit's right. You know, you just don't throw some duct tape on some shit and go. Because I have had some jobs like that.
Yeah.
Just keep the machines going.
Yeah.
You know, just keep the production up. You know, this kind of work is a little bit more laid back as far as not having somebody over your shoulder. But the thing about IT, brother, is it's important. Like, you know, like a production line, man, you know, you may miss out some things here and there. But, brother, when the network goes down or something like that, I mean, you can really... It can really cut into you, you know. So, to answer your question, no, it's not necessarily like The Office.
I think what I'm asking is, are you Dwight?
Now, that's very possible, brother. Yes. In fact, I'll actually give you a Shroot buck for that. Yes.
Damn.
Did you watch The Office, man? Were you a fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love The Office, dude. I don't get into a lot of sitcoms.
Parks and Rec more. I know there's a big thing about that, and we've actually got it on tap at some point to do an Office.
We should do
versus
that.
Parks and Rec.
See, I haven't really watched a lot of Parks and Rec, so
I relate more to Parks and Rec than I do The Office.
Really, I tell you, man, I'm one of those people. I don't watch a lot of sitcoms. I haven't really watched a sitcom probably since the '80s. To be honest with you, because I really didn't watch Seinfeld. I didn't really watch. I mean, I'd catch an episode here and there, but you know, man, back in that day, well, well, it's not really a sitcom. That was more of a sketch show.
I would say,
that's more sketch.
Sure.
Now, I did love me some Chappelle. I actually been watching some old Chappelle over the week. But yeah, man, I was never into the sitcoms since the '80s, like Cheers. You know, I watched the Night Court. You know, Cosby Show, shit like that. But The Office was the first sitcom I'd really got into. And David Hayes, our guest from last week, was actually the guy who turned me on to The Office.
Okay.
He's like, man, you really ought to check this out. We watched about 2 or 3 episodes, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
First couple episodes, I was like, I don't know. It was a little... Humor's a little...
Yeah.
You have to acquire it. It's an acquired taste. But by the 3rd episode, I got it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. You know. But hey, I'm a fan. I like The Office. Great ensemble, man.
Oh, yeah.
Great ensemble
sure.
cast. Yeah.
Now, tell you what, let's move on from all of our office and shit talk. Let's move on to some news.
Yes, sir.
There's some happenings going on now, and there's some big shakeups.
Yes. Now, are we talking about professional wrestling news or world news? Let's don't get into world news.
Yeah.
You can hear that on the good news.
Well, let's start off, I mean, with one of the biggest ones, Bruce Pritchard.
He got rehired.
Full time.
By the WWE in a creative role.
Creative.
Oh.
Now, here's my question.
Holy shit.
Now, yeah. I mean, my first response was like,
whoa.
What? Yeah. Like,
what?
You know, a couple things though, Mike. You know, a friend of ours, we were on Facebook, you know, a friend of ours, I think it was actually David Hayes who posted about it. And some people were making comments, and a friend of ours, Scott, made a good comment, or had a good question. It was like, I wonder if this will interfere with his podcast.
Oh, yeah, you can guarantee the podcast is done.
I would assume so.
Yeah,
I would assume so. And that's
There's
a shame.
No way.
And that is such a shame.
There's no way he'd have, if he's going on a full time, there's no way.
I don't see it, man. And not just because of, you know, conflicting schedules, but just a straight up conflict of interest in general. You know, I mean, how unbiased can you really be when you're on the payroll? So that's not a bright side for me, because I do enjoy something to wrestle with. I really enjoy that show.
Yeah. Now, do you feel in recent light of the events that are happening, especially with that, and with the Undertaker's appearance at StarCast,
I saw that.
You think Conrad's kind of getting the screws put on him?
Man, I don't know. It makes you wonder. Well, you know, the other question I had about and I actually put this on Two Dogs' Facebook. I wonder how much freedom they're going to give Pritchard, though. That's my only thing. I mean, are they just going to bring him in? You know, say, hey, give us all your ideas, and then, you know, we're going to shoot them all down.
Right.
You know, I would feel much more confident if the news article had read Bruce Pritchard hired to be the creative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know, brother. I'm just not trusting.
I think it'll go probably more than likely go back to the way it kind of was.
Right.
When he was doing it before.
Right, like a 3-man team, give or take.
And it still ultimately has to go through Vince.
Vince is the last word. I mean, that's always the way it's going to be. I don't know, man. Part of me is... Well, it's something else I said on that Facebook post as well. I'm like, you know, the competition, quote unquote, I say competition in quotes, hasn't even really started up yet.
No. And
we're already starting to see things like this happen. You know, we saw a lot of releases this week, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Beforehand, we were seeing a lot of... people that were asking for a release.
They were, yes.
Being denied. But now we're just seeing straight releases. You know, where Ty Dillinger,
Yeah.
Tommy, TJP.
Yeah.
You know, and these were all, in my eyes, these were
talents, up and comers,
great talents.
And then, man, on the opposite side of the up and comers, they just released Arn Anderson, who was a vet who's probably got one of the greatest minds for this business. And my response was like, hey, I hope AEW picks him up.
Yeah.
You know?
AEW can pick up any of these guys. Ring of Honor can pick up any of these guys.
TNA.
And actually do something.
Use them.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so weird, man, that WWE almost overnight has made some changes that we're seeing. We don't even know.
Especially last week.
Yeah. And, man, it just goes to show you how competition is crucial for good entertainment, man, for good product, for good art, man. You gotta, you might think about it back in the day, brother, when we were playing in music bands and stuff like music. Well, I guess it's the only kind of band to play in would be a music band. But, if you were like me, when you heard somebody, like I was a bass player, you were a drummer, when you would hear somebody else as a bass player or drummer, you're like, well, I want to be better than them. It wasn't necessarily like I don't like that person, but hey, man, I want to compete. I want to be. I don't want anybody saying that guy's better than me.
Yeah.
I want people to say, hey, Jason's better than that guy.
Right.
And it made you better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's what WWE, dude, I know that's what's been hurting WWE for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
It's just no competition, man.
Right.
And they can run because TNA never, man, come on.
It had a chance at one time. It just didn't.
It just didn't take hold, man. No, at one time TNA had some really, really good stuff going on, Mike.
Yeah.
At one time, brother.
Yeah.
And I would say,
really did.
Even up until probably the Hulk Hogan fiasco, dude, they were running hard. Yeah. And they just screwed the pooch. They tried to go against Vince. Obviously, Vince was still riding hard after the Monday Night Wars. They just couldn't hang, man.
Yeah.
But now, 20 years later, and I think Cody Rhodes said it best, those millions of wrestling fans didn't just simply disappear. The ones who no longer watch Raw.
Right.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know you still keep up with the product, but there's a lot of people just like me that are still here who still want to watch wrestling, who are still fans, but who are just not into the current WWE product.
Exactly.
Even though I did watch the Royal Rumble. Well, I've watched it all up until the last Royal Rumble match. I haven't watched the men's Royal Rumble yet. I've been watching it in bits and pieces.
Okay.
All in all, man, I enjoyed the show. I mean, up until, I haven't finished it. But as of right now, hey, man, I give the show what I've seen so far, probably an overall score of around, 4 stars, give or take. I did enjoy it, but, I'm just really looking forward to see what AEW can do. Because I think that I really got a good feeling about these guys.
Yeah. What would you give that women's match?
Which one? What are you doing here, Mike Payne? Are you talking about the Asuka Becky Lynch match?
That would be the one.
I'd give it a 3.
Yeah.
Solid 3.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All
yeah.
right.
What would you give it?
Damn.
Really, man?
Yeah. Probably about a 2 or a 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5, give or take.
Yeah. I'd probably say right there.
Yeah. Bump it up to a 3,
Yeah.
man. We'll bump it up to
Okay.
a 3. We'll round it up to a 3, man.
Sure.
I didn't think it was. I mean, I thought the whole card was pretty decent, dude. I thought that tag match was really good.
Yeah.
I gave it around a 4-ish.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. The women's Royal Rumble. Well, I don't even want to discuss the Ronda Rousey match. That was pure dog vomit, dude. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It had 1 or 2 good spots. It really did, but man, not enough to.
That women's Royal Rumble too. It was just terrible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I scored it. Originally, I gave it a 4. I went back and rewatched it, and I had to drop it. I gave it a 3.
I wasn't high on the men's Royal Rumble either.
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
I wasn't high on that either.
Yeah, I thought the Brock Lesnar match was good. I like Brock.
I did.
I thought it worked. I thought it was
great.
for what it is,
Yep.
for what they're doing. I think it was good.
Yeah.
Brock's the most legit professional of all.
I'll
Dude,
say that, too.
everybody always talks about like your top tier wrestlers from the past, your Mount Rushmores, your top 3. Dude, if Brock Lesnar's not on that list for at least a generation coming up, maybe not for us per se, because we came up on Dusty and Hulk and Rick. But man, the kids coming up now, how can he not be?
I know.
I mean, he's been the most dominant. And he, like I said, bro, he is the most legit professional wrestler Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean just tough guys like Ming or Dr. Death or technical guys like Brett or Mike Rotundo. I'm talking about, man, this guy, or even Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's been in UFC, legitimately beat the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
He's NCAA champion. The only thing he really doesn't have under his belt is that Olympic, that Kurt has.
And Paul Heyman's his manager.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman.
That's his only
Paul
fault.
Heyman.
Fault.
Brock Lesnar's great, but that he knows how I feel about Paul Heyman, so I won't go on.
Dude,
Paul
me too,
Heyman.
man. He's the only manager left.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's the last of the breed.
He can talk.
That is true, though.
Just
Yeah.
every
That is
time
very
he
true.
comes out, I'm just on the edge
Yeah.
of my seat, just listening. It's
And-
Paul Heyman.
Dude, one thing that I look into wrestling, and I know we obviously we're going to talk more about this as we go on in the show and everything, but one thing that I look for in a wrestling match is I like to be able to suspend my disbelief.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to balance that out. Like if I have to maybe say, okay, this is looking fake as hell, but if they have a good payoff, like a good high spot or something, okay, it kind of balances.
Right.
The thing about Brock, when I watch his matches, I always can suspend my disbelief. I mean, it looks legit. I mean, he's a monster. He's a beast. He goes out here and he puts them down. Even the match he had with Finn Balor, dude, they were playing up that diverticulitis angle.
Yeah.
Because I can relate. I have that. I have that same disease that Brock Lesnar has.
Yep.
I guess it's a disease. I don't know, condition, whatever.
Right.
I've had it. I have it. I know how that shit
Yeah.
feels. And so when he rammed him into the table, man, my first like, oh shit, I hope I don't screw up his diverticulitis.
Yeah.
I thought that, and then the announcers said it.
Oh yeah.
So man, there you
They
go. I
worked
got
it
to
in.
suspend that belief. Now the AJ Styles, AJ Daniel Bryan match. Snooze fest, bro. I gave it a 2 just because, and I know we're not here.
It shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't have been.
It should not. have
Technically
been.
sound.
It
I
should
mean,
not have been. I saw the match from SmackDown.
right.
When Daniel Bryan won the title from AJ.
Right.
That was a great match.
Yeah.
Incredible match. This
Yeah.
shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't have been so slow, man. It was. I mean, it was a technically sound match.
yeah.
They never got lost. It didn't feel sloppy or anything like that. It was just poor pacing.
It just
dude.
didn't.
I mean, I'm like, hurry up.
Yeah.
I mean, so if I'm here watching the match, like, please
Yeah.
hurry up to get to the next match.
Yeah.
So like I said, that's fine. I know we're not here reviewing the Royal Rumble or anything. But,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like you ask about the one, and I'm like,
Right.
well, if we're going to talk about that one, I want to,
Yeah,
talk about what I've seen. But my point is, man, as somebody who's not been a WWE fan for the last 20 years, I enjoyed the show. I
Right.
did. Like I said, the only match that I really thought was just terrible was the Ronda Rousey match.
Yeah.
The rest of them, and like I said, Daniel Bryan wasn't hitting on
And that's a
much.
pattern.
Yeah, I've been hearing that from other people. I have some other people's been telling me that her work rate's been really dropping. I haven't seen it for myself.
And this is supposed to be the main event.
I know. It's not.
At WrestleMania.
That's the rumor right now. I mean, at this point, man, if they put Ronda Rousey in the main event, then I know they're not really looking at talent at this point. They're just not. They're doing it as a gimmick to put a women's match in the main event. If they do that, if they put her in the main
How far
event.
down was Piper and Mr. T boxing match at WrestleMania?
Dude, that was like mid card.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that was mid card where it should have been.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what they do, man.
Yeah.
We'll see if they pull it out. If you're now Becky Lynch is over, and is that what they're pushing for? Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey main event? Is that it?
Yeah, I believe so. They're putting Charlotte in there. I don't think they're going to go with the three-way.
With the triple, right.
I just don't think it could. They very well could, but I don't think that'll be the case.
Like I said, man, I'm a fan of Becky Lynch, and I know me and you disagree a little bit on this, Mike. You don't see it like I do. You don't see why she's so over. I see it to a certain degree. And she has a good charisma, man. She does have an it factor. I really can't quantify it, but she does.
I haven't found it yet.
You haven't really?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I don't know what it is. I can't see it. I can't see it like I did with Daniel Bryan. I understood Daniel Bryan. I knew where that came from. Now it's a totally different story with Daniel Bryan, of course.
Yeah.
That was the thing. But I mean,
Right.
I can't get behind it.
Let me ask you this, man. What do you think? And I can dig that, man. Like I said, the only thing I'm going to say, if they're going to put Ronda and Becky in that main event, I understand why they would do it. Obviously, man, it is a cool gimmick. Having the first women to
Right.
headline that's cool, man. I mean, that'll get headlines, that'll get some publicity. My only concern, bro, is Ronda's going to have to like turn it up 100%.
Oh yeah.
Becky, dude, I don't think that match she had with Asuka would cut it in a main event.
Right.
I just don't, man. Like I said, solid match, good opener, set a good tone. You know, I'll say that, man. You know, that end sequence of that match, I thought was five stars, which may be why it's gotten such high marks. You know, with other review shows and stuff like that. Because the finish was hot, man. It was a very hot finish. Even though I think the booking sucks. I mean, you just tapped out your number one contender.
And then you put her back in the Royal Rumble.
In the 30th spot.
No sense.
And you just pretty much shit all over the Carmella R-Truth storyline that's been going on. You just shit all over that. It meant nothing.
Yeah.
You know, my whole thing is why not put Becky in the Royal Rumble, have Asuka beat somebody else. But you just had your biggest star, man, quite arguably your biggest draw going on right now. You had her tap out.
Yeah.
To me, man, logically speaking, then you're done.
Yeah.
You go back to the last contender. It's up to the next contender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But dude, it wasn't even a smudge. I mean, it wasn't even hooking the tights. It wasn't hitting them with a foreign. I mean, it was a tap out.
Yeah.
Straight tap out.
Clean.
In the middle of the ring,
Yep.
definitive. And you're going to get back in the main event again. It makes no sense. Now, I don't fault the performers for that. I fault the writers for that. You know, I mean, I think Becky, I like I said, that final sequence in that match, I thought it was a little spotty. I thought the match itself was a little sloppy here and there. You know, it had some moments, you know, some good moments too. You know, it was definitely a solid match, I thought.
All right.
And like I said, that final sequence I thought was spot on, man. But the psychology behind it just, I once again, dude, I like to suspend my disbelief.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I know.
But anyway, dude, I know we're not here to talk about the Royal Rumble or talk about, you know, well, we're not doing a recap or anything, you know. But since you asked, so Mike, let me ask you, man, why did you ask me about that match? Just in general?
Just in general.
Just
Just
curious.
in general. Just curious.
Curious. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like I ask you, if you're a Dwight. Just curious.
False.
All right. Last thing in the news.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Subway has got a new sandwich.
I'm not talking about this, man.
It's called a Smollett.
I'm not talking about this, Mike Payne.
It's full bologna.
Oh shit! I'm not talking about this, Mike Payne.
A little bit of cheese.
I'm not talking about this, Mike Payne.
Lots of mayonnaise.
I'm not talking about this, Mike.
But you can only get it after 2 a.m.
Oh no!
Oh goddamn!
There you go.
Only available in Nigeria.
And that's what's in the news.
Hot damn it, man! All right, we ain't talking about that shit.
Woo,
Hey, who else has got a birthday in this area, man? Didn't somebody else just celebrate a birthday recently, Mike? Or is going to be celebrating a birthday?
Tomorrow.
Is it
Yes.
tomorrow? Is it
Tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Who is that?
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Who?
Ric Flair.
We're just going to do this for the next hour and a half. Woo! 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 That's right, man. It is Ric Flair's birthday.
That's right.
And he's just a day after yours and Wayne Sisk's birthday as
That's
well,
right.
man. There's a lot of cool people born in this month, brother.
Yeah.
A lot of
sure.
great people, a lot of greatness born in this month, brother. I'm talking about a PUD was born in this month. Woo! I'm talking about a living, breathing music encyclopedia was born in this month.
Woo!
Woo! And I'm talking about quite arguably the greatest world's heavyweight champion of all time.
Woo!
Wait a minute, when was Hulk Hogan born?
God damn it.
What?
Broke
Yeah.
it. I
The
killed
hell
it,
outta
man.
here.
I killed it.
Yes,
I killed
you
it. I
did.
killed it. No, man, it is Ric Flair's birthday, man, and so this week.
Subway also put out the Hogan sandwich. Did you know that?
You want the Hogan hoagie?
Oh fuck. Oh shit, man.
He's on it today.
God damn it,
son.
Puzzworth,
He's
man.
on it.
Dude, have you ever noticed the worse his fart smell, the better he does?
He clears out all the
He
shit
cleared it
from
all. He cleared it all out, man.
One big.
Instead of talking all the shit, he just, shit off the shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So today,
All right, what are we talking about today?
man, we're talking about Spotlight. We have another Spotlight show.
Yes.
And it's on the one and the only, the Nature Boy.
Yes.
The one and only Ric Flair, brother. Happy birthday, Mike Payne, brother. This is for you, brother.
That's
this
right.
is for you, man.
Look at this. Look at this.
My man's got his Ric Flair shirt on. I mean, man, you are styling and profiling, brother. Got jet flying,
Oh.
limousine ride,
Oh,
Girl
kiss
stealing.
stealing, son of a gun, brother. It's Mike Payne's today. God
that's
damn it,
right.
man.
Shut up, fat boy.
We're
Which
talking
one?
to you, Pudsworth.
Which
Yeah,
one?
which one? Me and Pudsworth both got quiet. We're like,
Which one?
we looked at each other. You,
Looking right at you, Pud.
You Pudsworth. You Pudsworth.
I got a beer belly, not a fat gut. Maybe both. Hell, who knows? Hoagies and beers for me.
Hoagies and beers, baby. Hoagies and beers. But
Boogie woogie.
well, man, yeah, and our sampler's broke today. Man, God.
We are the samplers.
We are the samplers. Ah, boogie woogie. Oh yeah. But man, bro, I have no notes. I have nothing written down. You know, the only thing I got to say, Mike, when that ESPN show came out, or that documentary, that was, by the way, it's phenomenal. But you know, man, I was really shocked how good it was. You know why I was shocked? Because everybody was on Facebook. Oh, man, Ric Flair's got a new documentary. Oh, skeet, skeet, skeet. I mean, everybody, they were, man. Everybody was talking about it. And you know what my thought was? Have you not seen the 2 WWE documentaries? Have you not read the book?
Yeah.
Have you not watched the 4-hour RF Shoot interview?
Right.
And you know what?
Damn.
That documentary still has shit in it that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I had read the book. I had watched the 2 WWE documentaries. I had watched the 4-hour RF Shoot. And there was still stuff in that documentary, man, that I wasn't aware of. It was really that good.
Yeah.
So I was kind of, you know, I was proven wrong. I was proven wrong, man. Dude, I mean, what can you say about the Nature Boy, Mike?
Yeah.
I mean, what can we say? I mean, greatness, excellence.
I mean, we really can't say anything that hasn't already been said.
True.
We
can just
million
reiterate
times.
it. Yeah.
But what we're going to do right now is look at Flair's, kind of like his greatest and his worst opponents.
Right. Okay.
You know, we're going to kind of go through a history of his greatest feuds, his greatest opponents, people he's worked, and people that he's worked that, you know, didn't quite work out. You know?
Yeah. And you know, man, I don't think we need to go into his personal history, man. We all know, you know, how he came up.
We know the story.
There's a really, you know, the one of the strangest things about the Ric Flair story I always thought was over his adoption, you know, because, now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but his adoption wasn't necessarily on the level. I forget all the details, but wasn't he basically kidnapped as a child?
Yeah.
I hate to say stolen.
That would be pretty much, you know, like a black market child.
Adoption ring thing was going on, and I don't know if his biological parents gave him up or if he was actually abducted. I don't know, man.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
And of course, like he was born in 1949.
1949. Yeah.
So I mean, of course, I'm sure, you know, records at that point are just
probably not
slim to none.
Yeah, man, and you know you're not going to be able to go back and find anything, and especially back in the 40s, who knows how they were doctoring things.
Right.
You know, I just always found that kind of a fascinating aspect of his life.
Yeah.
That Ric Flair came into this world surrounded by controversy.
Yeah.
I mean, right off. I mean, as soon as he was out of the womb, brother, he was thrust into some pretty crazy stuff, man. And I always found that just fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, just a fascinating aspect of his life. You know, it was just his adoption and the you know, all the situations surrounding that. I thought that was pretty wild.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But like I said, we, you know, obviously, man, that's been talked about a lot deeper in a lot of other documentaries and in books and stuff like that. I just wanted to bring that up, though. It's just something for me personally. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, wow, man.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he wound up in a good place. You know,
absolutely.
His father was a doctor. I don't know what his mother did. She may have been a stay-at-home mom. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I know his father was a doctor. You know, Rick came up, man. He was into weightlifting, football, things like this. You know, he's an athlete. Mike, have you ever seen any of the pictures of Ric Flair when he was a bodybuilder?
Oh, yeah. His mom actually worked for the Star Tribune.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, sure did. But yeah, dude, I was looking at some pictures of Ric Flair from back in the day when he was a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Dude.
Sick.
Yeah, man.
Sick.
It didn't look nothing like what he would eventually, you know, start looking like.
No.
He was more of a
Totally different.
Yeah, because he was just bulky, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a big, big guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking like bodybuilder type, you know. But, you know, he slimmed down after his, I guess that plane wreck.
Yeah, I think he started, you know, cutting the weight. Well, he definitely, you know, starting out, he had a lot of mass to him.
Right.
But during that initial training, you know, with Vern Gagne, that cut some weight off.
Yeah,
of it quick.
brother. Because Vern Gagne was no joke, brother.
You know,
You go back and listen to something. I mean, even Iron Sheik.
Oh, yeah.
You know, who's one of the toughest
Yeah.
legit guys on the planet. Will tell you, Vern Gagne's
Yeah.
camp was brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
so that cut a lot off of him, but he still had that, you know, that bulk, that mass.
Right.
And yeah, it was around the time of the plane crash that, you know, after he came back, of course, he lost a lot of weight off of that too.
Right.
But he started, you know, slimming down, and you would see the Nature Boy take form.
Right. We would see who would become the icon that he is today,
Yeah.
man. Now, let me ask you, Mike. I'm under the impression, actually, I don't think this, I know this. As great as Ric Flair is and the highest standard that he has become, he would have even been greater if he would have taken on that Rambling Ricky Rhodes gimmick. So he could have been related kayfabe to Dusty Rhodes. That's the only way you can have been better, man. He really, I think
Wow.
Dusty dropped the ball when he told Rick to just be himself.
Yeah.
You know, instead of being a Rhodes, because that's all. I mean, let's face it, man. Throughout history, Rhodes has always been greater than Flair, right? Right?
I wouldn't say that.
What?
Subway also has a Dusty sandwich.
Whoa, now, okay, easy. It's the greatest. For one, it's huge, and it's over.
Damn.
A little spot on the side there.
That's a little spot of mustard, man.
Yeah, a little spot of.
That's the yellow polka dot, man.
Yeah.
That's the yellow polka dot.
Uh-huh.
No, it's supposed to have olives in it.
Dotted with mustard.
No,
Hey, man, I heard Terry.
Mustard dots all over it.
I heard Terry Funk ordered the Ric Flair sandwich. Hold the beak.
Damn.
Terry Funk always said he liked chicken, dude. You gotta admit that shit's funny, man.
That's another one of his
Greatest of
great,
Right,
just
Great,
a
man.
great time. I know some of the funniest stuff. and Two Dogs, our guest last week, will still just die on the floor laughing about is some of the Terry Funk interviews about Ric Flair at that
Yes,
time,
man.
where he would call him Old Yeller.
Yeah.
It's like, you
Talk
know what we
about-
had to do? We had to take him out back.
And put him down.
Down. Yes, he called him a chicken.
It's like, Daddy, why did you shoot my dog?
Oh, damn.
Like, that dog had no use anymore, son.
Oh,
And
shit.
it was so good, man. Oh, nobody
They call
could give
him-
Flair more
oh
shit.
my God.
But when he would call him a chicken and he said that
Oh,
big
he put
beak
that-
of yours, or his teeth, he talked shit about his teeth.
He talked about his beak. He brought that one kid out there in a Ric Flair outfit. You know, the robe and the blonde wig. He's like, look at you, Flair. You've let yourself go. Look at what is wrong with you? You got a, oh, I understand. You've got a back injury. Turn around here. You've got a yellow streak going down
Yeah.
your back. Why?
One of the greatest, man.
Terry was out of it, man. Terry was great.
And what I really loved about their feud, it was really my first time that I can remember Rick really being over as a baby face.
Yeah.
Because I know he always
Yeah.
had his
Oh, God,
fans,
yeah.
you know, but when he
Yeah,
was a
this
baby,
was huge.
I remember watching it when him and Nikita were feuding.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really into it yet. I was just getting into it. So my first memories, obviously, of Ric Flair were with Dusty Rhodes.
Right.
You know, not jumping around too much, brother, but when we talk about his opponents, I mean, who was better than Dusty?
All right.
I mean, to me, one of the greatest feuds of all time. I mean, it was
Oh,
Dusty and Rick.
yeah.
man.
I think definitely should get into that later.
Sure. Oh,
But
yeah.
my first memories, I know, for me, was around 81, 82, with his feud with, like, Piper and Valentine.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which was just, those were some brutal stuff. And Piper had some good stuff on.
Yeah.
Piper would cut some great promos on Flair.
Oh, yeah.
He would call him like the Mae West of wrestling.
Damn.
Yeah. he would just, oh my God, he was brutal.
See, now, I didn't get to catch that as it happens, but I have gone back
Yeah.
and caught some of that stuff, man. And yes, dude, some of it was just, especially like the Mid-Atlantic, you know, when they
Oh,
would be
yeah,
on that
God.
show with their promos. Oh, dude. What about the stuff with Blackjack?
Blackjack was another one where just Flair was just ultimate, just hot heel.
Hill, right.
You know, and Blackjack was, you know, just the big baby face and just, oh my God, he would tear Flair up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, because Flair would just
Oh,
put him over.
yeah.
I mean, because once again, it's so hard to find footage of that stuff, though,
Yeah.
brother. I've gone back. Because apparently I've heard rumors of this legendary feud between the Robe and the cowboy hat.
Yeah,
And
that's the one.
I've not been able to really catch anything, dude.
Yeah.
I read about it.
Yeah.
And there's very little on YouTube that goes into that stuff.
I think I've definitely seen the Robe thing on YouTube.
Right.
Where Blackjack comes out in the robe and he's
yeah, and I just saw that.
around
Yeah.
funny, but I haven't been able to find the hat.
Right.
God, just they tore it up. That was just pure fire. Let's see who else was around.
Well, you brought up Greg Valentine.
Valentine. Well, when Flair and Valentine were tagging together, their hot big feud was with the Andersons.
Right.
Gene and Ole.
Yeah.
And Gene and Ole were, holy crap, they were baby faces.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling, man.
Yeah.
Did not happen at that point.
Right.
Because they were so hated, or such big heels at that time, that that said so much for Flair and Valentine that they could turn them.
Right. I mean, brother.
And this is where you start hearing about Flair being the cousin.
Yes. That's when they started sowing that.
All from Minnesota.
Man. They started sowing that seed, that little bit of kayfabe in there. Because I remember that, too. It's like, oh, man, Rick's the cousin of these guys.
Right.
They used to really push that in the beginning of the Horsemen, man.
Yeah.
From what I recall. Because I was like, oh, shit, they're all kin.
Yeah.
Because, Arn and Ole, Jesus, man. You would have never I would have never thought in a million years they weren't legit brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Because they look so similar,
Yeah.
Talk about great booking, man.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. I mean, like I said, that was something that was sold back in the 70s.
Right.
And that came about, and, came to a head in the cage match, of course, and then Valentine turns on Flair.
Becomes the big heel.
Right, and that super hot feud between those two.
Right.
But another one around that time that was starting, it really got its start in the Mid-Atlantic in the late 70s was Flair and Steamboat.
Oh, brother. That
would last into
a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, go on over a decade.
Yeah.
And was really sow the seeds of what I consider to be the greatest series of matches. I mean, Jesus, man. I mean, those more. I guess when did him and Rick have that other feud? That was probably about 89, 90.
89, 90.
It was 89, 90,
Yeah.
something like that. Because that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to catch Steamboat in Mid-Atlantic at that time.
Right.
I remember Steamboat from being WWF.
Yeah.
When I first started watching.
and when they brought out Steamboat on that TBS show,
Yeah.
as a surprise,
partner for Eddie Gilbert.
Right. Do you think? I'll look at this. I see this every time. Every time it comes up, I watch it.
Right.
Do you think that was the right place to do that?
It seemed a little lackluster, didn't it?
It did.
It really did.
It
didn't.
really did.
I popped as a kid, but
I loved it, and it should have popped
harder.
A
lot harder, man. Yeah, I agree,
and
man.
It honestly should have been somewhere else besides that TV studio.
Yeah, it should have been in a stadium or a coliseum, one of their arena shows.
Yeah,
I agree, man. Because I remember that, because that was one of those moments in wrestling history where you're like, you remember where you were when Steamboat came back out. Because man, it hadn't been that long after the Savage Steamboat. I mean, it's only a couple years.
Yeah,
a year and a half maybe, give or take. Still relatively fresh.
Yeah.
And Steamboat was so over in the WWF, and then he comes back, and you're just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, it didn't. It almost felt like when Hogan made his debut in WWF in that tag match with Bob Backlund.
Right.
Same thing, man. It just didn't really hit that hard.
No, it didn't.
It just didn't, man. And, I think that's definitely something you could chalk up as maybe not necessarily a drop ball, but the play could have been a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, for sure.
I totally agree with that.
It would have been one of those moments that you would look back and got the goosebumps.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And you don't really get that. I do like how they were trying to give Eddie the rub with that. Because I was such a huge Eddie Gilbert mark, man. Oh my God. But yeah, all in all, man, I think it could have been probably a little bit better executed.
Yeah.
But what we got from that, now you know what, man?
Of course, at that time, they were all a mess too. Everything was a mess.
Everything.
The Horsemen were just
all over the place. Yeah. Well, hell, they Arn and Tully were gone.
Gone.
Right? Yeah,
The Horsemen
yeah.
were totally done. It was
Yeah.
just Rick and Barry and JJ. That was JJ's last.
Yeah, JJ wasn't around for much after that.
No, that was JJ's last thing, I think.
I think it was
because
man.
they wound up.
Well, you know,
wound
Rick,
up leaving right after Steamboat came in.
well, because after their feud, man, Rick went heel. I mean, went babyface after him and Steamboat.
No, he left. Well, yeah, he did, but JJ left after that. Then Hiro Matsuda took over.
Yeah, right.
For that, and that's when Hiro was out with Flair for all those matches.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's when they were trying to introduce Hiro Matsuda into
Yeah.
the storyline. But you know, man, those matches, I remember watching those. Even my parents, who were never big wrestling fans, I even remember they were like just hooked on these matches. Dude,
Yeah.
because you were seeing art.
Yeah.
You were
Oh,
seeing
God.
two craftsmen. Who, I mean, brother, you talk about, man, you can't even score those matches 5 stars. I mean, you got to score those off the chart. I mean, there's no scale.
Yeah.
You know, you can't even compare other matches to that because you'll never reach that again.
No.
And they did that as a series.
Yeah.
I think Flair was even saying it flowed, man. Fast paced.
Yeah.
It all looked legit.
Yeah.
Everything they sold, man. Rick Steamboat, man, he would sell. God Almighty, dude! If there's ever been a better babyface that could, maybe Ricky Morton, that could just reach out to the fans, you know, it was Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah.
Man. Ricky Morton was the other one that comes to mind. You know, even Dusty. I mean, Dusty. Would,
Oh yeah.
You know, he would plead
Yeah.
with the fans.
I
Help
love
me.
Dusty.
You know,
Yeah.
even Hulk. You know, Hulk would too. But man, Rick.
Hulk Hoagie.
God damn it, Puzzler. But yeah, Steamboat just had those facial expressions,
Yeah.
man. But you know, even going back to the original feud back in like the late '70s, early '80s.
Oh man.
See, I didn't get to see those. Man.
Oh my God, where they had taken their in the 89-90 their craft and basically perfected,
Right.
you know,
Right.
the match.
Right.
Those 70s matches were just they were hot,
Right.
and they were heavy hitting, just.
Well, and you got that.
It was, oh my God. You look at some of that stuff, and they didn't hold back.
And these guys were 10 years younger.
Yeah.
At that time.
Oh,
so
God,
man,
they
you
could
know, it's a now. I think with the youth though, sometimes you may have like more sloppiness. You know,
Right.
you know, because you're young, you're in there. You know, you don't have that experience yet.
Right.
You know, but still, man, that pacing
Oh.
had to be, because I'm not familiar with those matches, bro.
Dude,
I've never really got.
If you get a chance, they're incredible.
But those ones that he did in the late '80s, very
yeah.
familiar with those,
Yeah.
brother. Because, like I said, if anybody's out there, if you're in the wrestling business, if you're an independent wrestler, you are doing yourself a tremendous disservice if you've not seen
Absolutely.
these matches. That should be required
Yeah.
viewing for anyone getting into a wrestling ring. Before a trainer lets you bump one time,
Oh yeah.
before a trainer says run this rope one time, he should set you down and make you watch
Yeah.
those 3 Steamboat Flair
Yeah.
matches and be like, this is what you want to try to achieve.
Yeah.
Not saying you're going to achieve it,
No.
but this is
No.
what you should be striving for, man. Because if you're
Yeah.
striving for this, you're striving for the absolute pinnacle of what this sport
Right.
or art craft is.
But there are so many others and other matches that he had with people that were just like, you know, his matches. Of course, you got to talk with Dusty.
Oh yeah.
Were Steamboat matches,
No,
but
no.
they were matches that held you
Yes.
and grabbed you in, pulled you in, and you saw this story unfold, and
Yes.
it was magic.
There was something about Ric Flair. Now let's just keep it real. You know,
Yeah.
one thing I've always, you know, we've always had this kayfabe, quote unquote, heat between the two
yeah.
of us about Hulk or Rick, you know,
Yeah.
or Dusty and
Oh,
Rick,
yeah.
you know, because bro, we got to talk about how much heat Ric Flair had, because that was me.
Yeah.
I was like, I hated Rick, dude. I hated Ric
Yeah.
Flair. I mean, he would come out. This asshole would literally have the audacity to come out and say his shoes cost more than my parents' house.
That's right.
Fuck
They
you.
did.
Fuck you. And I know they did. And that's
They
what
did.
pissed me off,
They
man.
did.
Yeah.
That
That's
made
right.
me so mad.
That's right. Sit down, fat boy.
God damn it, man. I was a fat kid. I'm like, fuck you, Ric Flair. You ain't going to say that shit to Dusty Rhodes. Because Dusty was like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
not in shape. Not physically in shape. He could go. He had the stamina.
yeah.
He just
Yeah.
didn't look
Right.
the part.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't wear the fancy clothes. He wore the cowboy hat, the boots, you know, shit that people I knew wore. You know, people in my family, in my neighborhood and surroundings, look like Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
You know, Ric Flair talk about how much his watch cost, but Dusty Rhodes would come in, you know, on a horse, wearing a Bob Seger T-shirt.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
right.
It was such a good blending, man.
Yeah.
And Ric Flair, and what I was going to say originally.
Now, I seen Dusty Rhodes wear
some fur coats and shit.
Some fur coats.
Dusty would change it up.
High speed professional athlete.
He would. But he did it. He wasn't in your face like Ric Flair.
No.
Man. Ric Flair was a dick about it, man. Like Dusty was braggadocious or braggadocious, whatever. But Ric Flair was just a dick.
Oh yeah.
He was just such an asshole. But man, Ric Flair had his own style of match. You know a Ric Flair match. He didn't vary a lot from his style, but man, he knew how to use his style to compliment everybody.
Yeah.
Ric Flair could literally wrestle a broom. He'll take a face bump off that motherfucker and put it over.
Yeah.
And put it over. But you know, bro,
he had no problem with making people look good.
And he dude, I remember watching I think it was on that RF shoot with him, where he said that the Crockett's gave him a lot of shit because he went out and worked a 20-minute match with George South.
Right.
You know, George South was an enhancement talent. Great worker. Still works to this day, man. In fact, I don't know if you guys seen George South lately, but he's in better shape than most people in their 20s, man.
Oh, yeah.
He is a hoss, man.
Yeah.
God bless him. But he was an enhancement guy. He was not supposed to go 20 minutes with the world champion. But Rick would go out there and, brother, when we would watch that shit on television, Mike Payne, I thought George South could beat him.
Hey, there was always that chance.
There was always a chance, man.
Always that chance.
You're one roll-up away from
right.
the biggest upset of the year. And Ric Flair made you think that roll-up was coming at any second, which made it captivating.
Well, who would ever thought that Ricky Morton, as part of the Rock and Roll Express, would have had a singles title run against Ric Flair?
And it was hot.
Yeah.
And it was
Super
fucking
huge.
hot, man.
Super huge.
That feud was on fire, man. And Ricky Morton was not the biggest guy.
No.
He was a relatively small guy.
Yeah.
He was a tag worker.
Yeah.
A tag wrestler.
One of the greatest tag teams
ever.
I mean, in that era, for sure.
Yeah. Of all time.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, of all time, especially as far as revenue.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
You know, as far as ticket sales, man. Maybe another one. You know,
right.
For real, man. And put it over.
Yeah.
And you thought that some bitch could win.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really,
had
dude.
no doubt.
That was the only time I didn't want to see Ric Flair get beat because I did not like the Rock and Roll Express when I was a kid, man. All the girls liked him. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, man, fuck those guys. But, dude, I mean, you would watch that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, bro, we got to talk about Harley Race.
Harley.
Yeah.
You got to talk about
That's
Harley.
another one that I was, to me, that was the one that put Flair over for me.
Yes, yeah.
That whole thing, that was just, that feud with Harley for that title, especially leading up to Starrcade.
The first, yeah.
That was the one that cemented Flair for me. That was, okay, this is
the
my
man.
this is my guy, Flair.
He is the man
Yes.
now. And that was the rub from the great Harley Race, brother. You know, people talk about like Mount Rushmores. In fact, our friends down in Rock Hill, man, they have a Mount Rushmore. This is work whenever they have a guest. And I thought to myself, man, who would I put on a Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
I can't really see one without Harley, dude.
Harley, Flair,
Andre.
Dusty.
I'll put Andre on there too, man. I mean, come on, brother.
The fourth one would be hard for me to pick.
Well, see, man, I have a couple different Mount Rushmores.
Right.
My personal would be Dusty, Rick, Hulk, and Boogie Woogie, man.
Okay.
Ooh, yes.
I think in general it'd be the same three, you know, of Hulk, Dusty, Rick, and I'd have to put Andre.
Right.
But then my other, I got, you know me, dude. I can't have just fucking one.
I know.
And my other one, man, would have to be Harley Race,
Yeah.
Lou Thez,
Oh wow.
Gorgeous George,
Okay.
and Andre again.
All right.
I put Andre on that one as well.
Gorgeous George.
Yeah, man. Gorgeous George, dude. I mean, come on. I mean, he
Yeah.
started all that shit. There wouldn't have been a Ric Flair without a Gorgeous George.
That's
man.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. You know, I'd not even consider putting Superstar on there, man. Billy Graham was,
Wow.
you know. But anyway, dude, yeah. But when we're talking about Mount Rushmores, I'm reminded of This Is a Work, who, by the way, just put a new episode out. I'm an hour into it, really good, man. It's for the Elimination Chamber. We're going to put them over at the end of the show, but we may forget. And we're thinking about it now, so
That's right.
let's get this plug in there while we can. And Dogs was here last week, too, bro. We appreciate that.
Oh yeah, that was a fun show.
That was a fun show,
Yeah.
man.
Whew.
Smiley actually, man, he told me that I had a little discrepancy in my story.
Uh-oh.
He said he didn't hit me with a pack of soy sauce. He said he hit me with an empty pack of Marlboro cigarettes. I don't know, man. I remember that soy sauce, bro. That shit came from China One.
Huh.
I even remember where the shit came from, man. There's actually a little soy imprint on my cheek where that shit hit me. So you know.
Hit your forehead.
I'd like
No,
to,
he-
I'd
no,
like
he
to
made
go
the
back
cheek,
and
man.
investigate this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back.
Because I didn't smoke Marlboros.
Oh, everybody else did though.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people
Okay.
did.
I smoked Camels.
Nah, man.
I don't remember. Did Josh smoke?
I think he did. I think he smoked Marlboros.
Really?
I think he did. I don't know, bro. We'll have to find out. But you know, man, I also want to give another shout out to Smiley, man. He unfortunately lost his pet dog Jack here a while back, man. And he'd had him for over 10 years. And I know that's got to be a heartbreaker. I just want to say, Smile, if you listen, I know he does listen to us.
Yeah.
We are sorry to hear that, brother, and I know it's hard.
It is.
I've had pets.
Yeah.
They're family.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're better than family.
Exactly.
Depending on the family.
Exactly.
I mean, really, dude. I mean, that's unconditional love, man. I
That's
mean,
it.
that's and I meant to say something at the beginning of the show. I got sidetracked. Go figure.
Yeah.
But Smile, if you're listening, brother, we just want to send our condolences to you guys, and we're sorry to hear that, brother. And but yeah, man, let's get back on point.
Yeah, man.
So we put over this as work. We've gave a shout out to Smiley. Yeah, man. We'll.
Is there a new Subway sandwich?
Is there a new Subway for you, Pudsworth?
I already had my Hogan Hoogie.
But yeah, check out This Is a Work, man. Smiley's coming on the podcast one day, so we got that out.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely. Now another feud. You know, after all the Harley feud, that culmination of Starcade '83.
Right.
He would go into the Dick Slater feud.
Oh hell yes.
Short feud,
But hot.
but it was definitely a hot feud.
Yes. We got a lot of love for Dick Slater on this show.
Yes.
Pudsworth, would you say you have a lot of love for Dick? All right. So
Spotted.
Ew.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
I told you we'd need that sampler today.
That's right.
Sorry.
So after that, he actually goes. After that feud, he actually takes and goes to Texas.
Right.
Starts feuding with Kerry.
Right? Oh, the Kerry Von Erich, man. Yes,
Oh, God.
dude. We got to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know that in itself, you know, he had a good feud with David.
Oh, that's right.
You know, with that.
Yeah.
And David passed away.
Right.
And you know, from all accounts, and you hear everybody talk about David,
Right.
that he was going to be the next.
World champion. I mean, he
World
was going to be the
champion.
next big thing.
So
yeah.
that would have been interesting to see with him and Flair continue on with that.
Yeah.
But it wound up being Kerry that wins the title.
Right.
At the
Well, it was the Memorial Parade of Champions.
Parade of
maybe? Parade of
Champions.
Champions. Yeah. Because he came out with the Yellow Rose of Texas.
Right.
Man, that was so
Yeah.
fucking great for his brother.
for his brother. I think it's probably important to note now that this is what I would consider Flair's worst opponent.
Yeah, man. They said Kerry was fighting a lot of quote unquote demons. He had a lot of drug and alcohol
Yeah.
problems at this time.
Now imagine this. This was not a bad match.
No, it's not, dude. It was
And
not
the
bad.
matches they had were not bad matches.
They really wasn't.
But Kerry, obviously being Kerry under the influence,
Right.
these were not the matches that they could have been.
Exactly.
If you could imagine what they could have been had Kerry been in his right mind.
Yeah, man. And I've always said I think Kerry Von Erich was one of the just biggest, not necessarily a drop ball, man. How to put it? I guess it's one of the greatest tragedies that could have been.
Yeah.
I think, you know, even in our What If episode where we
Yeah.
talk about if Magnum TA, if Nikita wouldn't have joined Dusty, I still think Kerry Von Erich could have come into that Crockett territory and blew it up, man, and been the next big thing. He could have been in movies. Dude, he had the look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
the guy would look like
For
$1 million bucks, man. All the women loved him. All the guys, you know, liked him because he could work and he was a tough guy. And he had everything that a superstar, not even in wrestling, man, but just in entertainment, in all forms of entertainment, he had it all, man. And he also had that goddamn demon of alcohol and drug addiction. You know, it seems like I even heard a story that they had to take the needle out of his arm before the match with Flair.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like somebody who is got the world as their oyster, man. Kerry Von Erich could have ruled the world.
Yeah.
He really could have,
Yeah.
man. They said
Yeah.
even Vince McMahon had a hard on for him.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
But I mean, seriously, Kerry Von Erich could have been Shawn Michaels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could be speaking of Kerry Von Erich in the same manner as we speak of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Or The Undertaker.
Exactly.
I mean, he could have been that level,
Yeah.
man. He could have been Hulk Hogan level, dude. You know.
Yeah.
But it also goes to show you how great Ric Flair was.
Oh, yeah.
To still be able to get
Yeah.
damn near 5 stars out of that match,
That's
man.
right.
I mean, those matches were good.
Yeah.
They really would. But you're right, Mike. It makes you wonder what could have been.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, brother, we're a little over an hour in.
Okay.
So I figured this might be a good place to take a break. But, Mike, since it's your birthday.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm going to swerve you, bro. I'm going to do a little swerve on you, man. You know the music we've been playing on the show. You've heard some of the songs. You've heard some stuff that other people haven't heard.
Yeah.
Some stuff we've been planning on playing at some point. Bro, what would you like to have today on the podcast as your birthday song?
Oh, my God. You're going to put me on the
I'm
spot
putting you
like
on the
this.
spot, bro.
You're going to put me on the spot like this.
Putting you on the spot. The only condition, man, obviously it's got to be from one of the bands that have given us permission, you know. We can't play Ozzy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could, but that shit going to get taken down. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
So, let me ask you, man, is the song you're thinking about, is it that or is it the other one?
The other one.
Introvert Party Time.
Yes.
That's what you want to hear by
That's the one.
Psychostick.
That's
All right,
the one.
yeah, man. I knew when you were.
Yes.
Yes, man. All right, so what we're going to do, we've been wanting to play this song. We didn't know when to break it out, but, brother, I think your
This is
birthday
perfect.
is the perfect day to
Yes.
do it.
Yes,
So
yes,
what we're
yes.
about to do, guys, the name of the band is Psychostick. These guys are out of Chicago, Illinois, man, and they've got a hell of a following. We played a song by them a few weeks back called Beer is Good. And this week, we're going to play another song by them called Introvert Party Time. Love this song, man. Great choice, brother.
is.
Anyway, guys,
I love it.
we're going to jam out. And as always, if you like what you hear, man, share it. We're going to have the link up. We're going to put it up on our Facebook page. Please share it, man. Let people know about it because this shit is great. So anyway, man, without any further hesitation, name of the band is Psychostick. The name of the song is Introvert Party Time. And you heard it right here on the podcast.
Yes.
There ain't no party like an introvert party, cause an introvert party
Don't start. Now they say I'm not much of a people person, but I know how to party.
fridge is stocked with snacks and food. Music playlist sets the mood. Got a cooler full of booze. Friday night, this weekend's mine. It's finally time to let loose. It's introvert party time. Staying home and being lame. Introvert party time. Gonna read a book or play a video game. Introvert party time. Dodging social obligations. Introvert party time. Annoyed by conversations.
What?
Hey, you watch the sports ball game? He hit a touchdown, found a goal basket.
Disrupted by extroverts. This one-way conversation burns. Assaulted by extroverts. You bring the ass, I bring the hurt. I'm hunted down by people before the call. My night was peaceful, a bad connection. The call was dropped, cause you bring the talk.
Man, you gotta come out tonight. You owe me for leaving my birthday party.
I was tired.
You were my ride.
At the store waiting in line. Cheap tequila, salt and lime. Texted by my friends all day. I'm giving in, I'm going out, being social in my own way. It's introvert party time. At a barbecue, playing on my phone. Introvert party time. Sneaking out the back door alone. Introvert party time. Let's get together some other day. Introvert party time. Gonna go back home and that's where I'll.
Hey, man, you wanna go bar, throw darts in circles?
Surrounded by extroverts. Small talk stalkers on high alert. Assaulted by extroverts. You bring the yes, I bring the hurt. Flanked left and right by people before the sworn. My night was peaceful, I spot the exit. It's time to walk, cause you bring the talk.
Don't leave, I'll buy you a beer. You want original piss or piss light?
Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone.
Your quiet disinterest makes me want to tell you all about myself.
Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Excuse me, your zipper's down. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Oh.
Hey, what are you doing after this? Let's go out to a dance club, pay $30 a drink, and flop around.
Leave me alone, leave me alone. I don't wanna talk to you. Leave me alone, leave me alone. I just wanna be at home. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Shouldn't have come out tonight. Wish I could block in real life.
Hey, what's your name? You seem a little uncomfortable. I totally get it. I don't like big groups either.
Hey, I found this old Jew who will take shot out of it.
Oh, fuck yeah, right over here!
business!
Surrounded by extroverts, they wanna fight. It's red alert. Assaulted by extroverts. Ow, ow, these punches hurt. Like left and right by angry people before the brawl. My night was peaceful, knew this would happen. I had a hunch, now they bring the punch. Ow, 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 ow.
You should socialize more!
You took 3 hours to text me back.
It's rude to not make eye contact when people are trying to punch you! Should've stayed home!
I wanted to.
Should've!
See, this is why I don't go out.
All right, Puds, we're back once again. The name of that band was Psychostick. The name of that
So
song was Introvert Party Time.
So good.
Dude, Mike Payne, brother, happy
Oh,
birthday,
man.
man. Good
Thank you.
choice, brother.
Thank
Good
you.
choice, man. Those guys are super cool. Every
Yeah.
band that we've reached out to
Yeah.
has just been super cool. I was telling
Yeah.
you guys while we were listening to that song, when I reached out to that group, they got like over 500,000 followers
Yeah.
on their Facebook, man. I mean, these guys have a following. I mean, they're legit,
Yeah.
But I reached out and said, hey, can I play your music on the podcast? And they're like, do it. That's all they said. I've had some bands that might hit you back. Well, they may hit you back with a couple paragraphs. That's happened. That's cool. That's cool too,
Yeah.
man. That's cool as shit. But these guys were just like, do it. That was it. And I'm like, hell yeah. But, Mike, it's really cool that we've been able to play these songs from these bands and these independent artists. I say it every week, and I'm going to continue to say it. If you like what you hear, y'all, share it, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, help spread the word. We're not asking to spend any money. We're not asking you to go to the concerts, even though it would be great if you would do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the goal. But, at the very least, man, share the video.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be some friends of yours out there that don't know who this band is or these bands are. Hey,
They're
introduce them.
just so fun.
It's so fun.
They
man.
are so fun.
Yes, I mean, and not just Psychostick, but some of the other groups we've
Yeah.
featured here. Center Lane, obviously.
Yeah.
The Upsadian band, the Bad Somethings.
Yeah.
I just heard another song on WTAU by them this last weekend. Then I'm like, dude, we got to play that one next.
Yeah.
That shit's badass, man. I mean, there's just so much good talent out there. Still looking for the only thing, guys, that I would ask if you're in a band, if you would like for us to play your music, the only thing I really ask is to have a studio recording. I've actually
Right.
got some people send me some live stuff. Good music, man,
Yeah.
but the live quality's a little,
Yeah.
man, it's a little questionable.
Yeah.
So that's the only standard I really think that we should probably have. It's just some studio.
Yes.
Professionally,
Yeah.
quote unquote professionally done, In
Right.
other words, just not the live stuff.
Yeah.
It translates hard,
Yeah.
on the show. But like I said, guys, just share it, man.
Live stuff is tough anyway.
Even with a known
Yeah.
band with
God,
professional equipment.
Last night. This is what I do at night. I just look up stuff on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
searching like Ozzy from '86.
Yeah.
Because '86 to me was just like, wow, this is great stuff. But it's so hard to find anything pro live
Right.
done.
What was the one? The Ultimate Ozzy?
Ultimate Ozzy.
Ultimate
and
Ozzy
I
was
cannot-
great.
I've got it on VHS.
I've got it. Yeah.
And they never did a DVD or a Blu-ray or release of that.
It's I hooked you.
Okay,
up.
all right,
I got you.
all right.
It is.
Yeah.
It exists,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll
It's
talk.
out there.
We'll
out there.
Yeah. I got it in the archives.
But,
man. Let's put it like that.
But they, of course, you can't find it on any of the streaming sites or anything like that.
Right.
It's YouTube or anything like that. Yeah, and that to me was just like
The
that was a
pinnacle.
fantastic.
It was
time.
the pinnacle, brother. Especially during that tour, because it was during the Ultimate Sin tour. Jakey Lee was
Yeah.
on that album or on that video. They re-released Sacred Heart, the Dio live.
Oh,
they put it on
God,
Blu-ray
that
a couple
was-
years ago.
Did they?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it's on Blu-ray
'Cause I
now,
had that
bro.
on VHS at one point.
Oh, I did too, man.
And that was an incredible show.
I remember I used to borrow yours.
Yeah.
And you would always have to get on me to give it back.
yeah,
Hey, man, you want to give my Dio back?
Yeah, 'cause I love that thing.
I did too, and I
Between
never
that-
wanted to return it.
I think it was between that, the Ultimate Ozzy, and the Judas Priest.
Beast from the East. No, that was Donkey.
No,
Live in the East or something. Wasn't it something in the East? Electric Eye Live, maybe?
Yeah.
Something, was it that? Maybe Electric Eye? Hey, Puzzler, see if you can look up
it
Live
was around the
Judas Priest.
Turbo Lover era.
Yeah, man. I want to say Beast from the East, but I swear I think that's Docking.
Yeah, that was Doc.
I think that's Docking, yeah.
VHS, right?
Say that again, Puzzworth?
Why Judas Priest VHS?
Yeah, Live Judas Priest VHS. Yeah, man. Let's see if we can figure it out. Cause
that was a fantastic
that was
show.
good stuff, man. You know, dude, I'll tell you a live album, or not an album, but a live video I watched here. Well, actually, last year when I went to the hospital, you know, I was all morphined up, and I was like, hell, it's the perfect time to look at
Fuel for Life?
Fuel for
Fuel
life.
for Life.
Yes.
That's it, man. Thank you, P.
Okay,
Doug.
no
Yeah,
problem.
that's it, brother. That's it.
You got the
Yes.
fire in the back of it.
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Yeah,
Fuel for
yeah,
Life.
yeah. But you know what? Concert I watched on YouTube in the hospital, I hadn't watched it in a while, was the GNR from the Ritz in 1987. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all, man, I'm going to tell you right now.
I had that on a copy bootleg
I-
or VHS.
I recorded it off MTV.
Yes.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Dude, I'm going to tell y'all right now.
Holy moly.
I don't give a shit what anybody says. At that particular time, nobody, Ozzy, Dio, and you know how much I love these bands.
Yeah.
Maiden, I love these bands. Nobody was
It was
touching
good. It was
GNR.
raw.
It was so hardcore rock and roll, man.
Man.
There was no greater example of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Because it was at a club. It was right before Appetite was hitting.
Yeah.
Like it had come out.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
hitting,
It
but
was
it ain't. It was in the process of hitting.
Yeah.
Hard. Axl,
Wow.
bro.
Yeah.
Hell Court. Fucking Slash is all over the place,
Yeah.
man. Rock and roll.
Yeah.
That concert was rock and roll, man. It was raw. It was in your face.
good.
It was, dude. I remember. I think it was Tom Malera. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. From Rage Against the Machine.
Uh-huh.
But he was talking. He was like, you know, if aliens ever came down,
Uh-huh.
it's like the fate of your planet rests on a band's live performance. He said he'd always put Van Halen from like 78, 79.
Right.
And I get that. But, bro, I would put that Guns N' Roses 86, 87 era
Okay.
against any other
Yeah.
lineup of any other time. I mean, yeah, brother. It was that
Right,
badass.
right.
It was that badass.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, dude, we need to do a live album show one of these days. Dude,
Yeah.
that might be something to bring Wayne on for.
That is. That is perfect.
That'd be perfect for Wayne, man. Maybe the next Warren Zevon episode we'll concentrate on live
Volume
albums.
3.
Yeah, because, you know, we're never going to talk about Warren that
No.
much anymore. Dude, David Hayes got on me, man. David Hayes called me out, bro, on that shit. Right when we released the episode with Wayne, he hit me up. Yeah, we was talking a little bit. He was like, bro, that's probably one of the coolest podcasts about Warren Zevon that you guys never talked about Warren Zevon.
Hey, listen, asshole.
No, he put us over, man. He did put us over.
Listen, asshole. There's a lot of stuff that is, you know, it branches out from.
Oh, it
everything
branched.
else. Yeah.
Oh, it branched
Yeah.
out, man. No, he was putting us over,
Yeah.
bro. Don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
it twisted, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was putting it over. But he did.
No, he
man.
still says he didn't steal those French fries.
Dude, he's still holding on to that bullshit, man.
Man,
It's like,
whatever.
David Hayes, you have a podcast. You have a voice, brother. I personally want to start a protest or a petition that you should publicly apologize to Smiley for
That's
eating his
right.
French fries on your podcast.
French fry burglar?
Yeah, man. That shit ain't cool, man.
No.
But he's holding true to it, man.
Yeah.
He will not back off of it. Yeah, David Hayes. Well, we're putting
Like
you on
a-
the spotlight this week.
Like the hamburglar.
But he's the fry burglar.
Fry burglar. Speaking of, I showed Jason this video that came down. It was one of the Japanese wrestling
Oh,
deals
Jesus, man.
with this Ronald McDonald character.
Oh, God.
God.
It's tough.
Man, it was very homoerotic. Let's put it
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
tough.
Very, very
It's
homoerotic.
tough. I've heard the content because you know we always talk about Joey Ryan and just
And his
I
dickliness.
love
He's so
Joey
dick-
Ryan. I love
Yeah.
Joey Ryan's spot. This one just
It was too much, man.
I don't know if it was too much, but it just didn't. They didn't get it over.
Right,
okay.
right. I think they were trying too hard.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like, man, every time like he would do a leapfrog, he would stop and like put his face in their crotch.
Yeah.
Or if they would do like a back body drop, he would bend over like they were
Right.
committing a sex act.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just the whole thing. And I'm like, man, I don't know, dude. I just don't. You know me, I'm a
There's
cornet
some
guy.
stuff you can do and it can get over.
It can-
It can get funny.
and it can be
and it's good.
entertaining.
And you
Sure.
laughed.
I did laugh.
Don't lie. You laughed at one part.
No,
I
Mike-
laughed at one part.
You did too.
I did too.
Yeah. But
I did too.
you had to call me on. You got me. You called me on that. He's
But-
like, look, motherfucker, why are you laughing? I'm
But
like,
for
oh,
the
shit.
most part,
I was
for
like,
the
yeah,
most
goddamn.
part, it just wasn't really entertaining.
No, it wasn't, man. Like I said, dude, it was just too. They were just trying too hard,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if it doesn't flow, if it doesn't feel natural, like Joey, I will say Joey Ryan's gimmick does
Yeah.
have a natural feel to
Yeah.
it. It really does. Even that bullshit where they grab each other's dicks and take over bumps. You know, man.
That's
I
the
mean,
best.
really,
That
though.
flows.
I mean,
It flows.
Those are great.
yeah, I guess, man.
It feels natural.
Oh. One.
Oh yeah, I guess, man. I don't know, brother. It's hard for me to put over and over bump with a from a dick flex, man. I
It's a
mean,
dick flop.
You flex on it.
Dick flex.
God
Flex.
damn it. Hey, but you know one thing I'll say, Joey Ryan is entertaining. Now when he came out at All In, I mean I popped, man. I marked out. But I don't know, dude. I'm a Jim Cornette guy. I am.
Oh, how about
Pretty
this?
good.
Let's take it back to our topic. And
Oh, shit.
at that time,
I know what you're about to talk
later
about.
later on in his career, he had different feuds in the WWE.
Yeah.
Flair develops a new move in his repertoire,
He did.
his arsenal, and it's the dick claw.
It is. I mean, he grabs them by the balls and squeeze, which is actually a
Now
shoot.
before-
But
now
that's
bef-
a shoot
yeah.
move. I mean,
It
if you're in a
is, I mean-
fight, yeah.
But it was something different from Flair, and it was away from what, he'd always done the low blow.
yeah,
You know,
the
that was
arm.
classic.
Yeah, sure, right.
Classic Flair, but the actual dick claw was something that was almost uncharacteristic.
Whoa.
It was, man, and I think that it held the psychology of it still a dirty move.
Yeah.
It is a shoot hold. I mean,
Well,
it is
you know,
legitimate, man. I mean, they'll tell you in self-defense, man.
You ever been grabbed by the balls?
Who, me or Pudsworth?
Anybody.
I have, yeah.
But I'm looking
yes.
towards him.
Pudsworth.
because this is gonna be the funniest of the three.
Now, Pudsworth, we need to make sure you realize we're not talking about just your average Saturday night, but like in an honest
Hey,
to God
man,
shoot
that's
fighter.
good though. No.
If any gay people listen to us, man, we apologize, man. I know we come across a little homophobe, but it's all in fun. Well,
You.
yeah.
being like Jilly grabbing the balls.
Yes, legitimately.
Like in a
grab by the
fight.
balls.
It's not fun. It's not
Not
fun. at
fun,
all.
no,
that
I
shit
mean,
hurts.
grab.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
somebody,
like
yeah, like
claws.
somebody
Yeah,
trying to
I was
hurt
like,
you.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit
fucking
hurts,
hurts,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, goddamn right it
Yes,
hurts.
it does.
I
Yes.
was like, oh fuck! Let go!
Yeah.
Don't hit me! Let go.
Yeah.
Have you ever been fondled? But anyway, that's
yourself
it hurts.
yourself doesn't count.
It hurts.
It does hurt.
hurt.
It hurts,
It
yes.
hurts so bad.
Oh.
It's excruciating.
Yeah.
Yes, it really is. So,
Get him by the
but
balls,
at the
literally.
same time, and it's also, I think only Flair could really get that over.
All right.
And not be, people not give it too much shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Flair.
Oh, no, because at that time he was doing it, a lot of people were giving him shit about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that. I
it's
think
like,
just.
why is Rick doing this? what is this? This is not Ric Flair. This is not
But it really
a
is.
typical Flair. It was a little bit more than Flair. It was a little, and obviously for that time, it was a little more extreme.
Yes. Now that I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also
He
think
wouldn't have done that in, say, like Crockett or
No.
even early WCW.
But see, I can almost say that the reason not is because he was older and had to change his style.
Right.
That's kind of how I approach
Okay.
it. I'm like, okay, well, Rick can't do all the same moves, so he's
So he's just gonna grab him by the dick.
because it's dirty. It's the dirty move, and he's the dirtiest player in the
Okay.
game.
That makes
And,
sense.
yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
always kind of viewed it because he would hit them low blows, man. That was kind of his thing. He had his
Yeah.
own patented low blow,
Uh-huh.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Nobody really did it like Ric Flair.
No,
And so when he
definitely
started doing the dick claw,
Yeah.
I gave him a little bit of a pass. But bro, it's a big difference between grabbing somebody's nuts in a fight, quote unquote fight, stage fight, kayfabe fight or whatever. And it's something else about grabbing hold of a dude's dick. He flexes his dick and you take an over.
I think it's fantastic.
Oh man.
That shit is pretty funny.
If there's only one person that does it.
Yeah, there. Okay, I will agree that nobody else should do it.
No.
But I'm almost kind of like nobody should do it.
No.
I mean, I'd rather one person do it than two.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Um,
So one person that should be there.
The-
That's their
that's
thing.
their-
done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've claimed that gimmick.
Yes.
That gimmick is claimed.
Yes.
Nobody.
Especially
Yeah.
when you did the dick chain flop.
See, man.
Shit was so
Dude,
funny.
that's something, man. We were talking about, like, when we were reviewing a little bit of the Royal Rumble earlier, man. That was one of my criteria. Is like,
Right.
I want to suspend my disbelief.
What about the thumb in the butthole?
Once again, it's an actual shoot. It is. I mean, you believe it or not, man. I mean, once again, people will say, hey, if you're in a bad situation, grab them by the balls or stick your finger in their ass. I mean, I'm serious, man. I mean, it's better than getting your ass kicked.
What about the flex out of the thumb in the butthole?
Look, dude.
Throw in the butt. Flexing. On the steel.
God damn it, man. We've lost it, dude. It's over. I
I'm
mean,
almost positive Pudsworth can flex.
That motherfucker flexed on us this morning.
My ass was like, woo. But
He can flex out with the thumb to the ball.
Fucking A. Fucking A, man. I told you we needed the sampler today.
damn.
Well, if anybody's still listening, thank you. Thank you, man. You made it, man. You're a pud, man. You're a pud. All right, man. Let's get back to Ric Flair. Dude, I'm done talking about dicks, man. Let's talk about Ric Flair.
That's why I switched it up to balls.
That's true. You did. You did. But, hey, man. Okay. All right. Let's talk now, man. Fuck me running, dude. I can't get back on track. Okay. We talked a lot about Ric's classic opponents before the break, man. God damn it. We talked about Kerry Von Erich. We talked about Harley Race. We talked a little bit about Dusty. I want to go into Dusty a little bit more. Yeah. For sure. We did talk about Valentine, Blackjack. Who else did we talk about, man? Race. Steamboat, yes. Because I want to talk about Steamboat a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
Funk. We talked about Funk once again. I'd like to go into him a little bit deeper. Shut up, Budsworth.
You giggling and made me start
I know
giggling.
as soon as I'm saying it, man.
He's over there flexing.
Flexing on the
But anyway, man. Let's kind of pick it up. Because, we ended it with Kerry, which was a great feud that could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been even greater. Yeah. So this is about the time that I'm really getting into pro wrestling.
Okay.
Around about this time. I mean, I'm talking where I'm into it, man. I'm not just casually seeing something on the screen. I'm following it. So, man, I want to bring him up again, and that is my favorite wrestler of all time, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Brother, I think we agree that it might not be the greatest feud of all time overall, but, brother, it's in my top three. Do you go the greatest, man?
Probably.
Even more than Valiant and Jones? Because, see, I consider that to be the greatest one.
One of the greatest.
It's top three.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's top three.
As far as, rich man, poor man.
Yes.
That feud.
Different styles.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they worked so well. And then you put that belt on top of that feud. Because I think the feud would have worked either way just with their different characters.
Yeah.
But when you have that title, in other words, I'm the common man.
Right.
I'm bringing, dude, I know this is the Ric Flair show, but I want to talk a little bit about Dusty because I know we're going to do a spotlight on Dusty at some point.
Yeah.
But man, when I was thinking about this show this morning, and I was thinking about Dusty and Rick and how just instrumental that was to me as a kid, or even as an adult, man, becoming an adult, because being the kid that I was a little chubby. I was not athletic. I was always picked last, for the basketball teams and shit like that. But the one thing about Dusty is I could relate to Dusty Rhodes. Like I said, I would see this other man who was, not in a good shape. I wasn't in good shape either. Didn't look like he was very athletic, even though he really was.
Right.
He came from, his dad was a plumber, blue collar, just like people I knew, just like my dad, blue collar work. I could relate to this man. And Dusty would be like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
That inspired me as a kid, brother. It really did. And when you put that belt, on a son of a bitch like Ric Flair, who's bragging about how much more money he's got, about his
biggest house,
all the women, biggest house, like you just said in town, and all that shit was real.
Yeah.
And that was what was so crazy, man, is everything he said was legit, which made it hurt worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a little sting to it.
It had sting, man, because it was for real, man. It was like, when he shows a Rolex and like, hey, motherfucker, you won't make this in 2 years, 3 years, and it was the truth.
Yeah.
And man, when Dusty could get out there with him,
magic.
It was magic. Because on those rare occasions where he would beat him for the title, only twice, I think Dusty only beat Rick twice.
Just found out.
Yeah.
Technically.
As far as the record books go, it was twice.
Yeah.
That we, canon, I guess you could say. Brother, that was, God, man, that was, you couldn't get higher for a kid.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just to see your idol, the one, star that you can relate to more than any other star in any other genre, brother. I'm talking movies, music, TV, whatever, other sports. Dusty Rhodes was to me the greatest of all of them, and Ric Flair was right there too. Because man, in my opinion, and for my viewpoint, there wouldn't have been a Dusty Rhodes without a Ric Flair,
Exactly.
and vice versa.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, man, it was magic.
Yes, it was.
It was great, man. The
Even
Horseman.
Even following that up, you look at his feud with Dusty, which honestly started back into the early '80s.
That's right.
Up until
The Gathering.
the late '80s.
Late '80s, man. Yeah. They were
between those
always.
two.
Yeah.
You look at some of Dusty's friends like Magnum
There you go.
and Barry.
Barry. Oh, dude. We got to talk about Rick and Barry.
Rick and Barry was probably,
Forgot about
Yeah.
we even talk about Magnum. Great matches, great feud.
Oh, yeah.
But what could have been?
What could have been.
Right.
And, man, I've often wondered, and obviously this is a question we can never truly answer, but, I've often wondered, hey, if Magnum wouldn't have had his car accident, would we be talking about Ric Flair right now?
Right.
Would it have taken? Now, I mean, the argument is no, Flair was so great and so over. He was always going to be a superstar.
For sure.
And I do tend to agree with that. But at the same time, brother, I don't know if you'd have had a Magnum up there with him with that belt, going for that title, flip-flopping that belt like they probably would have done. I just don't know if we'd have had Flair in that same regards, man. I just don't know. We don't know. We can never know. But damn, man, those matches would have been. We know that.
Yeah, for sure.
We do know that those matches would have been stellar.
Yeah.
And we'd have been on the edge of our seat.
Absolutely.
And Crockett may be in business today, bro.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Could have been.
But it could have been.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Mike, I do want to talk a little bit about that television time limit match.
Oh,
You know exactly the one I'm talking about.
The match.
Television time limit match. What was so special about this match, Mike? Not only was it Barry Windham and Ric Flair going Broadway and having a clinic, it was on free television.
Yes.
And we didn't have to wait till next week to see who won.
No. How about that?
We actually got to see who won that week.
Well,
we did.
Not quite.
It went to the draw.
Nobody won.
But nobody. You know who won?
Yeah.
We won, brother. We won. The
Exactly.
fans won.
Yeah.
It did go to the draw, but we got to see the ending of the match.
Yes.
We got to see the finish.
Yeah.
Because, man, I know we talked about that all. I think every podcast that talks about wrestling will talk about.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, fans.
That's right.
You motherfucker. And you never did it. They never did it.
I know.
But that match, dude.
But we'd be there.
Every week.
We'd be there.
And we talk about that shit in school, man. Hey, man, who you think won that match? We'll find out Sunday.
Yep.
Nope, never did.
Nope.
Like, man, us dumbass kids, we thought that shit every week. Maybe this week they were really short. There's probably that one kid's like, y'all are stupid as fuck, man. They ain't going to show that shit.
Oh, dumbass kids. I mean, we were watching wrestling, you know?
There's always that one, man. Y'all are being
It's just real.
Yeah.
Like, y'all dumbasses watching wrestling.
Yeah, man, you motherfuckers.
That shit ain't real,
That
y'all.
shit's fake.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well, that's a fight, you know. Put a
Double-
motherfucker in a figure four and see how fake that shit is.
I did.
No, I did too.
I put a kid in one. Oh, God, I got in so much shit for that.
Oh, dude.
I locked it in hard, too, son.
Oh, no, I
And
got
it was like,
I got figure four.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but
Really?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I busted a guy's nose once. Dude, because we'd hit these moves for real.
Uh-huh.
I tell you the worst thing I ever did, man. There was this kid that lived up the road from him. And he was a wrestling, but he was younger. He was a couple years younger, so I was a little bit of a bully, man. No, I mean, we were friends, but I'd rough him up a little bit.
Yeah.
But not hit, But, dude, God dang, y'all, I can't believe I'm about to admit this on the podcast here. But,
all right.
Dude, this kid, we're wrestling on the bed, man. We're flipping. We're taking bumps.
Yeah.
Bro, I gave him a Paul Orndorff power.
Oh,
driver.
Jesus God.
It broke my bed, man. Like, I jumped. And, like, literally, came down, man, it broke my bed, bro. And I, like, mom was in the house. Dad was still at work. But, man, he got real quiet. And I'm like, are you all right? You all right? And he's like, I know y'all can't see my facial expression, but he was doing that, like, crying without crying. Yeah. Or, like, like that. All of a sudden, man. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut up, boy. Shut the fuck up, or I'll do it again. Shut the fuck up. He was all right, man, but dude, I was scared. I was like, oh shit,
my
I just
God, you almost killed
the kid. I almost killed this poor
Paralyzed him.
kid, for real.
That's
like,
why they tell you
for
don't
real.
do that
Daddy
shit
at home.
Yeah.
Well, now, my defense, they didn't say that shit in the 80s, bro. We just were allowed to go out and do what the fuck we wanted to do. Me and Gene never said not to do this, y'all. But man, I
They'd
did.
say it on Crockett.
Did they do it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Especially like sleepers.
Oh, I don't
stuff
remember
like
that.
Oh yeah,
Oh shit,
I remember that. We
Oh,
did it anyway.
We did it anyway.
did it
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. Oh, dude, Brian Drum cracked my
You ain't my
tailbone.
daddy.
You don't tell me what to do.
David Crockett, you ain't my
You
daddy.
ain't my dad. You're not my real dad.
You ain't my dad.
But
Tony
nah.
Schiavone, you might be, but
Yeah, you know, Tony Schiavone got around a little bit back in the day. I'm just saying.
you might be my daddy, but
Yeah, you're not my dad, are
you're just
you?
weekend daddy.
He gets you on the weekends.
Get out of here, you little shit.
Oh God.
Go on, get.
Get out of here, you little shit. But no, man, I swear to God.
Hey, weekend dad, did you bring to the Nintendo?
Shut up, you little shit. I'm not your real dad.
Well, my mama said.
God damn it, dude. This one went off the shit, man. This one.
It was the flirt. Like, what the hell are we going?
Oh my God.
Where's that ball going?
But
No, but we would. What happened? You broke the bed?
oh yeah, I broke the bed and
Yeah.
shit, man. He was all right. He
Yeah,
quit
yeah.
crying, but I'm like, shut up. I mean, I'm putting my hand over his mouth, you know, because man, my mom was like, hey, y'all all right back there? Yeah, we're fine,
Yeah,
Mom.
we're good, we're
fine."
good, we're
He's
good.
over here like, he was kind of shaking and shit. You know?
I'm gonna shove him
I
like
was
that.
like, oh no.
I broke the kid the road
But
kid.
yeah, man. But dude, that dad was
Oh,
pissed
dude.
off because my bed was broke.
Broke, yeah.
What the hell did you do to your bed? I'm like, oh man, so and so. I'm not gonna put anybody's name out there.
Yeah.
We were just wrestling
Yeah.
around. God damn, you broke your bed. I mean, you know, I'm like, hell, I broke the motherfucker's neck, but
Well, we would wrestle. We would do it out at on the playground at recess, you know, and we'd double drop kick fuckers.
oh yeah.
Kids double drop kick kids, man. One time I saw Jason Woods hop up on somebody's shoulders and do a damn victory roll.
No shit.
He did. And when he fall through, flipped him over, he was hitting that kid with his elbows in the hand.
Dude.
It is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I popped on that playground for this.
Oh my God.
Dude, I tell you, man, one of the worst things that happened to me was the figure four. Donnie
Yeah.
Hudson did it to me,
No,
man. You know
get
Donnie?
out,
Yeah, Donnie
really.
put me in that motherfucker.
What?
He synced that son of a bitch down. I'm like, oh shit,
Ah.
oh shit, I quit. But dude, man, me and another friend of mine, we'd wrestle all the time, man.
Oh, man.
And we busted each other's noses a couple times,
Uh-huh.
man. I gave him a DDT one time. He came up bloody nose, but
Uh.
he got me back because he was going to clothesline me from behind, man. He was going to jump me.
Yeah.
Dude, I turned around right when he was about to do it, dude. And when I turned around, he caught me with the clothesline right across my nose. Bust, I mean, bleeding, man. I was, oh, yeah, dude. We were friends, you know. He's like, oh, shit, you know, you all right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, man. But, you know, I think we went into a move or some shit, but I had to go get my nose cleaned up. But, dude, one of my most fondest memories of doing that shit as kids, I promoted my first wrestling match in 7th grade. You know who my
Uh-huh.
fucking opponent was? Brian Drum. Brian Drum, I don't
Get
know,
out.
man, if you listen or not. I hope you do,
Whoa.
brother. I think you do listen to us. Brian Drum is my oldest friend, man. I've known Brian Drum since kindergarten.
Uh-huh.
And we've been, and you know, Drum hung out, man. I mean,
Yeah.
we've always been down, man. But we had a contract signing and everything at
Jeez,
lunch,
yeah.
bro. Now, I'm still thinking wrestling's real at this point.
Uh-huh.
Bro. That's the only problem. Well, man, I decided my finishing hold was, and I was the bad guy. You know, I was playing the heel. And my finishing hold was going to be a claw. So I took a glove, man, and
Uh-huh.
stuck tacks in that
Oh,
motherfucker.
God.
Because I thought the shit was for real. Because I thought the
Uh,
shit was real, man. So I put that shit on, and I was going to get drummed with the loaded
Even
glove.
still, back then, it
Even
was,
then, oh yeah, no, man, I was going to win that
Tax.
shit. Yeah, like for
you
real.
was going in to win.
To win that shit for real. Well, dude, you know, you can't fuck with Brian Drum. That's the thing, man. I forgot because, you know, Drum thought it was real, too.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
So he went.
He wasn't laying down.
No, man, no, fuck, no, dude. And I never could get the hold on him. Man,
Uh-huh.
we didn't have a fight, man. You know,
Right,
we weren't
right,
fighting,
yeah.
but we weren't having a wrestling match
Right,
either.
right,
It was something in between,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I never got it. Thank God.
Yeah.
But you know, Drum broke my. Well, he didn't break. He cracked my. He bruised my tailbone. Give me an atomic drop.
Get out.
No shit, man. He gave me an atomic drop for real at Mom and Dad's house one day, and I couldn't sit down for like a week, man.
Damn.
Mom was mad. Mom was like, "Y'all ain't
out.
wrestling no more, man." Mom was mad as
Oh,
fuck,
yeah.
dude.
They would get
Oh.
us. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
ain't-
yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
know. Y'all ain't wrestling no
Y'all
more.
ain't doing it no more.
Yeah, I'm going to turn this stuff off.
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
watching it again. We would have the cage matches down on the playground at the baseball field.
Oh, at the field in the
Yeah.
in the cage or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, God. We'd fucking climb up the cage. And all. I mean, this was.
Oh, yeah, no,
this
this
damn
is-
thing was tall.
For real, real.
Yeah. Oh,
like
dude.
8, 9, 10 years old.
It was insane. I'm surprised we just weren't crippled.
I don't know how we all didn't get killed, man. I mean, like I said, dude, I look back at that time. But anyway, man, let's get back into Flair. Just because, brother, we've
back
gone
into
off the
Flair.
rails
Oh,
on this
man.
one.
We always do.
We always do.
We always do.
do.
And we're gonna have to do another.
Oh,
Obviously, we're gonna have to do another show.
Part 2.
Later on.
Oh yeah, man. We'll get to part 2.
Yeah.
We will get to part 2. We'll probably have to end up doing a damn trilogy out of this shit, man.
But now you look at another guy, Nikita.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Super huge.
dude, when he was a heel,
Yes.
man, that shit was on fire,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knew who to pull for.
Oh, I know.
Well, you did.
Yeah,
you
oh, yeah,
pulled
for sure.
against the Russians,
Yeah.
obviously. But man, everybody thought Rick was going down.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was going to
yeah.
get beat, dude.
This was it.
'Cause
This is a
Nikita-
monster.
The Nikita was
Yeah.
the real deal,
Yeah.
man. I mean, he was no joke. He
Yeah.
was scary. He was my top scariest wrestler of all
Uh-huh.
time, man.
Yeah.
And dude, and him and Flair would get in there.
Oh.
Once again, Flair, he could take. And man, I think people give Nikita a lot of shit, but Nikita could work.
Yeah.
In his
for
style.
sure.
I mean, his style, but yeah, he could work, and Flair made him look like $1 million,
Yeah.
man. What about him and Lex Luger?
Luger.
about
Luger was
Luger.
another one. That was a huge,
Forgot about
huge
that.
deal.
Yeah, man.
Wasn't a biggest fan. I would say even still, I would say maybe not his best, not the worst, but
No.
not the best opponent.
No, but
But it was a good feud.
But it was a good feud, man, and it was one of those feuds you thought Lex was going to win
Right.
because he was so big. He'd been a
Uh-huh.
horseman, and that was actually the first time I saw Ric Flair wrestle was against
Yeah.
Lex Luger. So
Yeah.
that always holds a special place for me.
Yeah.
Because that was who I got to see, the man wrestle. You
Right.
know. And yeah, dude, but it was a good feud. I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
Because they had the horseman thing going on. Yeah. Who's some other ones, man? Obviously Barry. We talked about
Yeah.
Barry.
He had that mini feud with Tully and Wahoo.
Oh, that's right.
You
That's
know?
right. A lot of people don't remember the Tully one.
Yeah.
But they did. They had a very
Yes, sir.
short, very, very short.
Very short. And you can't do the show, I think, without talking about Sting.
Dude, well, before
Yeah.
we get to Sting, because I agree, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, I think that may be a good lead out for our shows
Yes.
to talk about
Yes.
that. Because we haven't
For
gone.
the Crockett era.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, we haven't gone into WWF or the Nitro era or none of that.
No.
But, before we get to that, man, I want to briefly talk, because another brief feud was him and Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
That's true.
That was a hot feud,
That-
man.
that was.
I was all over that shit.
That
dude.
was a big deal with him and Precious.
Him and Precious, man,
Yeah.
because it kind of just came up.
Yeah.
I remember just all of a sudden he was talking shit about Precious. I'm like, whoa, motherfucker, now.
What?
Now, I've never liked you, Ric
That's the
Flair.
one he wants.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like you, Ric Flair. I never liked you, Ric Flair. But now you're really starting to cross some damn lines, man. You've been talking.
Who do you think you are? I
Ric-
want to
no.
know, Ric Flair. Who do you think
Oh, my
you
God.
are?
The only thing about that whole angle and that whole feud, I thought it was hokey even back in the day when his knee got blown out. I was
Yeah.
like, come
Okay,
on
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
That's a
all right,
little
all right.
hokey. He calls it was a bad leg. It was a bad leapfrog.
Uh-huh.
He came down after a
Yeah.
leapfrog. I'm like, come
Right.
on, motherfucker, been doing
Yeah.
leapfrog for 20 years,
Yeah.
man. He's going to
Yeah.
buzz it. At the world champion, his first match against the world champion, he's going to blow out his knee
Yeah.
doing a leapfrog?
You could buy it with Dusty.
Yes, you could. Would Dusty make you? I mean,
Yeah.
dude, he could sell
Yeah.
an Eskimo ice cubes,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
Yeah.
but Garvin, nah, dude. Well, they should have had a better lead up to it, man. Maybe they
Oh,
could have
for sure.
jumped and the Horseman could have
Yeah.
done something, man. But speaking of lead ups in that angle, about Miss Atlanta Lively made her return.
Oh my
In this
goodness.
angle.
Oh my goodness. What'd you think?
What'd you think about Miss Atlanta Lively, Pudsworth? Do you know who that is? You don't know who Miss Atlanta Lively is?
hot.
Hot. Look her up, man. Miss Atlanta Lively. That's you, bro. You'll love her, man, and she'll love you. Especially those whistling caves.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Give her the flex.
Give her flex on her, man.
Asshole flex.
Oh boy, howdy. But have you looked her up yet, there, Pudsworth? Have you seen her? Miss Atlanta Lively. Well, anyways, Pudsworth is trying to figure out how to use the keyboard. We're going to continue to talk about.
Hey, what kind of website is that?
Hey,
you look,
not that
not
shit,
that
man.
one.
Not
There you
that,
go.
man. That's her. That's
He just popped up with Garland. I was like, oh my God. I said, no.
I remember I was a little confused by that. I was like, yeah. That's an ugly woman.
Oh man.
Yes, that's Ronnie Garvin in drag, bro.
Yeah, Boogie Man in this picture.
Oh yeah. You know the boogeyman had something to do with it.
There you go.
I love the boogie man, but goddamn, brother. But yeah, Miss Atlanta Lively knocks out Ric Flair because he
Damn.
thinks it's Precious.
Yeah.
Oh man, that angle did get a little silly.
Precious
man.
got a little thicker, dude.
You got a lot thicker, man. Precious wasn't so precious that day. But
Right.
dude, but I did like the feud,
Yeah.
man. I was
Yeah.
a huge Jimmy
Yeah.
Garvin fan, dude.
That was
Still
good.
am. I mean, I'm always gonna love
But
Jimmy
it would
Garvin.
segue into the Ronnie Garvin
Yes.
feud.
Which would eventually, take the belt off Rick and
Right.
lead to the downfall of Jimmy Garvin Promotions.
That's
Well, it
tough,
really
man.
did, though, but it
That's
really
tough
did.
to put on his shoulders.
Well, man, I got to put it on somebody's, and they gonna be Dusty. I'm not
Oh,
gonna do
hell.
that. Too many people fuck with Dusty anyway,
Yeah.
man. But well, let's go into the Sting thing, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sting came in from that UWF
UWF, right.
buyout, and he came in like a firecracker,
He
son.
was,
He
man.
was just
Over.
hot and
Over.
over. Everybody loved
Everybody,
him,
man. Yeah.
and so they gave him a shot with Flair on the Clash of Champions.
Right.
And another one of those. Hey, man, take it to the 45-minute mark. Shit, tore it up,
Tore at the house,
and that
apart,
made
man.
Sting
It made him.
superstar.
Yeah, in one match, you elevated an over wrestler, somebody who's already popular, but he just went to that next level, damn near iconic level in one match, brother. Because he always stayed at that level.
What always impressed me about this and the booking of this feud was Sting. You know, when they were starting the feud out, and Sting was calling out Flair.
Right.
Sting would never get caught. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Everybody else usually got caught
Right.
by the Horsemen.
They
They actually got beat up.
Yeah, right.
Sting
was
never
legit.
got caught.
Right. He always got away.
He always got away.
He stayed over.
Yes.
Right.
He always got away. He never got that beat down. He never got caught by the Horsemen
Right.
in a predicament where he would get that Horseman beat down.
You know, man, I never really picked up on that, but you're right. They
Yeah.
never did. Let me ask you now, Mike, after he was in the Horseman, which, I think
Later on.
that was later. Yeah, that was
in
after Rick
the 90s.
came back
Yeah.
and everything. Did that ever happen then? It seems like he did get.
Oh yeah, he got
You-
shit beat out
at
of him
that
continuously.
Yeah, for like
Fluently.
a decade.
Fluently.
Yeah, like for like
Yeah.
a decade.
Yeah.
But up until that time,
Yeah.
man, he always slipped away.
Right.
And dude, I remember that match.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's almost like the Barry Windham match. In fact, I'll put this match over the Barry match because even though I think Barry is a better worker,
Yeah.
there was something about Sting. Once again,
Something
man,
about
it
Sting.
kind of goes back to how we were talking about the Royal Rumble a little earlier today. Sometimes, man, the work rate can be a little lacking in
Yeah.
places, but the way the match is put together and the story it tells,
Oh,
it
yeah.
could still get those high marks, man. Kind of going back, like I said, to what we were talking about earlier. Maybe, that Becky Lynch match was a little off here,
Right.
here and there, but overall in that finish, they finished strong.
Yeah.
And there was a vibe to it,
Yeah.
and it put it over.
Yeah.
And I can look at the same thing with Sting and Flair. Well, obviously, I'm not saying that Becky and Asuka was a Flair and Sting match.
Right,
I'm not saying
yeah.
that, but I'm just saying that Sting wasn't the best worker.
No.
At the time,
it wasn't
man.
a Steamboat. He wasn't a winner.
No, not even close, man.
No.
Not a Magnum, not even a Dusty. I mean,
no.
very green.
Yeah.
House of Fire, wide ass open.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, if anything, man, Flair had to slow his ass down.
Yeah.
And kind of keep the pace a little
Right.
bit more, controlled.
Yeah.
Because Sting was a million miles an hour, man. But
Oh, yeah.
damn, dude, it was 5 stars, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it just was.
Yeah.
It was so over. And like you said, man, it made Sting. That match made Sting.
Yeah.
Because they were also going against WrestleMania.
That's true.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's true.
They were going to.
Yeah. So I mean, to put your trust in this kid.
This rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, basically,
Yeah.
he may not
yeah,
have been
he
a
had
rookie
a couple
for
of years on him.
Yeah, but a rookie in the company.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nobody was really. I mean, people knew. Obviously, he'd been around long enough where people knew him, but he wasn't proven yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, man.
Yeah.
I don't think Sting was really proven
Yeah.
yet. And boy, howdy, was he
Oh,
proven
man.
after that match.
It would go a feud that would go into the 80s, 90s,
2000s, man.
2000s.
Dude, it closed out Nitro.
Yeah.
I mean, only those two could close out Nitro,
That's
and that's
right.
because of what Ric Flair did for Sting.
Yeah.
Because, man, I don't know if Sting could have got over like that with anybody else.
It would have been tough.
It would have been really
tough.
hard. Because I think Sting had that
Yeah.
charisma,
Yeah.
that ability to get over.
Yeah.
But, man, when you put him in there with the surgeon,
Yeah.
the Nature Boy Ric
Yeah.
Flair,
Exactly.
damn, dude, how could it not be just tremendous, man? Like I
pretty
said, Ric
much.
Flair could put over a broomstick, man.
Yeah.
And Sting, just being Sting at that particular time.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
you said, man, they carried it on to the end of WCW.
That's right.
They still carried it on. Hell, I guarantee you, man, you could probably get Flair out of retirement, put him in there with Sting right now. Flair at 70 years old.
More
and it'd probably
likely.
be better than anything you're seeing on
More
current
likely.
television, man.
I don't know. It'd be tough.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, brother, I know we are getting about that 2 hour mark.
Yeah,
here.
I think we'll cut it here at,
Yep.
that Crockett, that early Crockett, and next time we'll go more into the early WCW.
Yes. WWF.
Yeah.
You know, because that's
Yeah.
about the time he was going into WWF anyway.
Yeah.
Well, so that'd be a good place, man, to start our second
Right.
Yeah. part of this Spotlight series on Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, brother, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else we want to got over. This is a work, and we want to put those guys there. Once
Yes.
again, $2, David Hayes. Thank you for coming last week, brother.
Clint Mephisto.
Clint Mephisto.
Oh yeah.
You're welcome.
Man, should we tell the story? We got a little to talk
We'll
about.
save it.
You want to save it for
Yeah,
when we
we'll
see
save
him?
it.
We're going to
Yeah.
see him.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Yeah.
He's coming to the podcast.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to say. We don't
Yeah.
know when. Well, apparently we don't know when.
Yeah. Well.
That's kind of the thing.
Too many
but he's
PBRs,
coming in,
I
so we're going
guess.
to save that. We're going to save that.
What
What?
did you say?
He's had too many PVRs apparently.
Oh, really? You caught that?
Today's contest, translate Pudsworth and win a sticker.
Good luck.
So
Yeah,
put,
good luck,
so
motherfucker.
put your answers in the comment section on YouTube.
Hey, say it again, Pudsworth.
too many PVRs.
There
There you go.
All right.
But yeah, we do want to put over his show, man. The Shit Kicking Road Show. He got on to me, man, for not listening to him, bro. He wants me to fall off the fucking wagon, I guess. He's like, what the fuck you mean you don't listen? I'm like, dude, I quit drinking.
Oh,
I drink a lot. So.
Do you listen to the show?
really?
Do you listen to
Do
the show,
you
Pudsworth?
really?
Yes.
Good, man, good. Somebody needs to, because I want to, but dude, I'm afraid if I put that shit on about 3 songs, then I'm like, you know what, it'd be good right now? A goddamn beer. You know, so
Yeah,
I can't fuck
You
with
know,
it, man.
it would go well with this.
A PVR.
Beer.
A beer.
And a beer.
And a beer.
Yeah,
So I can't do
beer.
it, man. I gotta try to stay clean, man. I gotta stay away from these bad influences. You know what I'm saying?
Because both we're both pretty
Everybody
drunk.
in this room.
Yeah. It's Mikey with his, liquor bottle, and Pudsworth with his beer bottle over here. It ain't even 12 o'clock on Sunday, man. Y'all over here. God dang. Heathens. But, yeah, man, got to put it over Clint Mephisto, man. Shit Kicking Road Show. You can check that out. We always share that link. Tales from the Video Store, man. I'm not caught up, dude. I got a couple episodes I got to go back. But I'm a huge fan of that show. My friend Garrick Lane's show, we put the links up on that on our Facebook. If you guys want to check out some guys talking about just movies and just entertainment in general, dude, these guys have charisma. They got the it factor going on. Love them, man. Check them out. Sweet Feathery Jesus. Haven't had a new episode in a while, man. If you out there listening, brother, what the fuck? Come on, man. We
There
got to
you
get that Sweet Feathery Jesus fix in, dude. I'm waiting. I'm waiting, man. WTAU, obviously, P Origination, where you hear the music on this show, 9 times out of 10 came from those guys, or came from Papa Jack, so definitely check him out. If you like the music we play on this show, then you will love what he's doing. Who did I leave out, bro?
Well, I would like to go ahead and put this out there as far as, listener comments from last week on the show. And apparently Dustin Fowler comments that the reason you got turned away from yesterday's is because they thought you guys were pedos.
Well, I read that and I gave it a thumbs down.
Uh-huh.
And the reason, first of all, man, let me ask you, Mike. We're on the air, and I had an idea. Now, I haven't talked to you about it, so let's talk about it right now. We're back in here.
All right.
What do you think about having Dustin maybe send us something every week? Something. Just something.
Money?
That'd be great.
Huh?
I don't think he has a lot of that.
Oh.
No, just like a comment, man. Like, instead of saying, or maybe he could take one of his comments and actually record it.
Oh.
Something like that. What do you think?
Well,
man?
that might be a good
That
idea.
might be kind of, because right
Yeah.
now we're just kind of playing.
Yeah,
Double D.
I like reading them, though.
Yeah, you do
I
like reading them. Yeah,
I do
yeah,
like
yeah.
reading them.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah.
And another comment, he says, I am not white enough to go to the Silver Bullet. I disagree.
Oh, he's absolutely white enough.
Yeah,
But let me
absolutely.
let me. I got something to say about the pedo thing. Now, dude, you got to remember, we're like 18. I mean, excuse me, we're like under 18 at this time, man. So technically, we would have been, I guess, the victims. I mean, if because we weren't 18.
That's
yet.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
No, man, we may have been dude, I still have my long hair, dude. I know that's why they didn't let us in. But yeah, man, say we were probably looking like damn pedos. I'm like, motherfucker, no, we didn't.
Yeah.
We did look like a bunch of druggies.
Did yesterday's have a strong, like
dress code or whatever?
Strong dress code against pedos, or?
I don't know, man. I've never really looked into it. I know when we did get let in, I was dressed a little bit better.
Right.
I will say that much, man. I was dressed a little bit better. Yeah. But yeah, man, I saw that. I was like, why you mean pedos, man? No, dude, we were young. We were kids. Weird. Yeah, man, we were kids.
Strange.
And
just some more of his hate for you.
I don't know why Double D hates me so much, man. I don't know, dude.
Well, he says you're old.
Well, I know. He don't like old people,
and
man.
everything.
I thumb down all that.
He also claims dogs performed at Scorpios.
No, that I wouldn't doubt, actually.
That's probably true.
That's the truth, yeah, man.
That's probably a true statement.
Yeah. But I'm with you, man. I think he's absolutely white enough to get in a Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Yeah, he has a Jeep.
True. Done and done.
There you go.
Done and done.
He has a Jeep.
Brother, that's your white pass right there, man.
There
That'll get you in any trailer park in the greater North Carolina area.
There you go.
And I also want to put over the Millennium Wrestling Federation, bro.
Yes.
I knew I was missing somebody. That's who I want to put over, man. I want to put over those guys. They had a show last night. Man, we ought to start getting the results from them shows and start reading them on.
Well, somebody would send us the results, you know.
Somebody, send us from Missouri. God damn it, I can't speak.
No.
Sound like Pudsworth over here.
Right.
Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Anyway, man,
Was that you flexing again? Is that the sound it makes when you flex?
Flex my ass.
Oh, shit, man. Anyway, yeah.
I'd like to go ahead and apologize to the MWF staff.
Yeah, for real.
For associating that last bit.
Dude, this one just went off the rails, Mike. I mean, they all
It always does.
Dude, but this one seems to have gone, like, way off, man. I mean,
we were talking about flexing dicks and buttholes.
Well, when Ric Flair, I guess it does make sense.
There you
go. Anyway, all right, guys, all right. And that's Jason Finger, P.O. Box. But anyway, guys, once again, man, this has been great. Mikey, once again, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Wayne Sisk, if you're out there listening, brother, happy birthday to you,
Happy
too,
birthday.
man. We got you coming back in. Hey, man, maybe Volume 3, we can do the live albums and shit.
Hey,
maybe.
Absolutely.
Let's do that.
That'd be great.
Fuck it, that's what we'll do then, man. Okay. All right, Warren Zevon Volume 3. Warren Zevon actually does have a couple live albums, so we'll talk about them.
Nice.
So that way, way dogs don't get on to me too bad. You know, we good. We worked it out.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, Pudsworth, anything else you'd like to say, man? All right. All right. What about you, Mike Payne, for your birthday? Anything you want to say, brother?
I don't know. I guess just leaving it with the famous Ric Flair quote. There's no hair, there's no flair. Thank you.
Y'all have a good one.
Later.
That's it.
And not only that, David, I understand we're right at the end of our program.
No, we have got to go.
This has been a great event.
There's some people out there that hate us for this.